Was goody team, was goody team. Hope everyone had a great trading week. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Good little reset. Hope you guys took some time this weekend to update your charts. Look at previous moves. Just gonna give everybody another 5 minutes to join. We will start at 8:40. The pairs we're gonna be going over are the ones that you see on the right hand side with the red flag next to their name, starting off with AUDUSD, finishing off with USOIL. But if you guys have any questions about any other pair, whether or not they're on our list, let me know. Okay, cool. New month started, new week started, so we're gonna take some time today to go over the daily time frame, update our daily highs, daily lows, talk about where we're at, what we're looking for. Same thing on the 30-minute highs, 30-minute lows, see if there's any continuations for this upcoming week. And then we will go on from there. Again, I'm just going to give about another 4 minutes, 8:40, we will get started. Any questions, let me know. Any specific pairs you guys want me to go over, whether or not they're on our list, let me know. Once again, the pairs we're going to be going over in order from the top to the bottoms are the ones that you see with the red flag next to their name. So if the pair that you want me to go over is on our list, we'll get to it. If there's a pair that's not on our list that you want me to go over, we'll do those at the end of the stream. We'll try to get through this fairly quick today, guys. Yo, it is so cold over here. Oh man, I'm shivering. I just had a hoodie on, how to take it off because I'm sweating. It's actually kind of insane. Not gonna lie, I might need a few minutes, guys. Think it'll give everybody a few minutes to join too. As a matter of fact, I'll be right back. I will be right back, team. Any questions, let me know in the chat. I'll be back. Give me like 10 minutes. Fuck. My bad, team. I really had to go to the fucking bathroom, bro. That's on me. Check the Discord real quick. Sorry about that. Alright. Let's get started. That was fucking horrible start to the week, man. I was like, yo, I'm gonna turn the stream on. We're just gonna get started right away. Yeah, don't count on it, man. If I'm streaming, fucking best believe we're gonna stay here for 40 minutes. That's on me, guys. As soon as I turned the stream on, I'm like, damn, bro, I should have fucking handled my business first. But I couldn't. Couldn't wait. I was like, fuck that. Alright, we'll start at 9:05. A couple seconds here. I ran back upstairs, bro. 40 minutes you didn't even start, bro. That's my bad. I'm chilling, Mohammed. I'm chilling, man. How you doing? Nah, that's on me. I turned the stream on, bro. No bullshit. As soon as I turned the stream on, I'm like, oh, I gotta go handle my business. How was your weekend? Pretty good, man. I can't complain. I wanted to go see the fam this weekend, but I didn't have the time. I was just way too fucking busy, so hopefully the plan is to go next weekend. I'll try to leave Friday, come back Sunday morning or some shit, or Sunday evening. But I don't know yet. The new game comes out supposedly. I mean, there's a lot of rumors, and I've seen it all online. Supposedly the game comes out on the 10th instead of the 14th, and if that's the case, then I'm not going back home. So hopefully the game comes out on the 14th. It doesn't come out early. If it comes out early, then I'll be home grinding the game. But it's all good. I'll try to make it out over there soon, but I definitely gotta go back home. At least for, I mean, you know, over here we still got Thanksgiving at the end of the month. I'll definitely be going back home for that. There's no doubt. So I'll either just wait till Thanksgiving to go back home for a little bit, or I'll if the game comes out the 14th instead of the 10th, then I'll go back home for a few days before the 14th, probably next weekend. I don't even know the dates. Like today's the 2nd, which is Sunday, so the 10th is on a Monday. I don't think the game will come out on a Monday, bro. There's no way. But we'll see. We'll see what I do. But I've been good, man. I can't complain. You know, I told you guys a few days ago, probably like a week ago. You know, once this game comes out, bro, my schedule is gonna be so fucking crazy. I got so much shit I'm working on. But I think it'll be, I know it'll be worth it. Not even I think. I know it'll be worth it. We'll just have to, after I'm done with the stream, that's why I want to get this shit done quick. Get like a couple hours to work on some shit that I gotta work on. And then I'll be back on the charts tonight for see Asia session. See if we could get any continuations from last week going into this week. So should be a fun next 10 months or so. $2026 is gonna be the grind year, bro. For everything. Hopefully, man. Hopefully, bro. But I think it's just gonna be you and me, Muhammad. I was like, oh, I don't mind taking a few minutes, cause I know I started early, so I was trying to see if anybody was gonna really join this early on in the morning, but it seems like it's just us, bro. Nobody's up for the grind. Nobody really cares that much. Nobody's gonna care until January 1st. It happens every year. The past 4 years has been the same way. Start of the year, yeah, brand new year, New Year resolution, you know, the same bullshit that humans go through. I'm gonna go to the gym, and then 2 weeks after January 1st, nobody's at the gym no more. Same shit with trading, bro. everybody's New Year's resolutions to change their life. You know, they try to change, but everybody, you know, is human. Human habits go back to the same old shit. No changes are being made, so you know, I was going through the YouTube this morning because I was sending somebody some old videos, and brother, we have 620 videos uploaded on YouTube from just the past 2.5, 3 years that we've been on this shit daily almost. It's fucking crazy. Like, yo, we really have over 600 videos posted showing what we do every fucking day. It's insane, bro. Like, for real, for real. Like, you guys are mad lucky. I almost deleted social media yesterday, and it was just like, yo, I just have to stop opening these fucking apps. If I'm not posting, I have to stop scrolling. You don't understand, like, and I'll call it out. I don't care, cause I talk about how it is. I don't sugarcoat nothing, and you know, I'll say this, and then we'll get started. Um, Opposed to gaming, right? You kind of have to watch what you say, who you say it to, because again, it's not just you against everybody else. Like, you need teammates. You can't have people hating on you because then they're not gonna want to team with you, right? And then that alters your success. I love trading because it's just you against the market. It doesn't matter if the whole community hates you. It doesn't matter if these people don't like you. Like, you're making your money no matter what, right? And the reason I say this, you know, I open up Instagram and I open up Twitter, and all I see is this fucking TJR clown guy, and it's just funny how predictable these guys all are, right? Well, we say in every stream, like, literally, you fucking click on any random stream, you hear me talking about this. It's funny to me, like, yo, this guy really has the nerve to lose 300K, 500K, whatever the case is, lose fucking 20 trades in a row. You know, these are signals that he calls out to his group of people that follow him, right? His little cult followers. And it's like, yo, instead of apologizing, or instead of like being like, yo, guys, I know you guys spend hella money on my signals, and I know you guys spend hella money on my quote unquote courses, and we just had a whole month where all we did was lose. Like, you don't feel bad that 99% of those people in your courses don't have $1 million to blow the way you do? Like, and then the fact is that as soon as he posts his losses, and as soon as he posts that oh, I'm finally, you know, instead of being negative 500K, I'm only negative 15,000 for the month. Like, yo, brother, do you know how much money you just costed everybody who was in your group? And then not only that, but then it's a fucking joke to the point where you guys blew your account. It's okay. Your next Instagram post is a fucking go buy another Propfirm account and use my code. Like, yo, it irks me, and this is dead ass, and this is why I have to get off of social media. Like, it irks me knowing that these guys are going around scamming motherfuckers. Yo, we've been doing this shit for free for 3 years, yo. Just think about that shit. Like, these guys are paying thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars to get scammed every single day. Yo, we do this shit for free. And there's a handful of traders who are actual traders who do this for free on YouTube. And yeah, I don't know, man. This shit is one of those things where, you know, for me, like, if I let it get to me, it's to the point where I'm like, yo, is it even worth it to continue to do this? Right? Is it even worth it to continue to do these streams? Like, guys are making fucking, and doing it for free too. Just think about it. Like, yo, I'm with you guys every day, right? And there's a handful of you guys who are literally in the fucking Discord with me for 12 hours a day talking about fucking charts. And I'm doing that shit for free. Just think, like, yo, that shit is crazy. So, you know, I don't want to say that this is the reason why I just want to fucking put my head down and just do what I gotta do, but like, You know, I feel bad on the days where I don't turn the stream on, or I feel bad on the days where I'm not with you guys. And it fucking like it hinders what I gotta do sometimes, right? Especially like now with this new year coming up and all the plans that I have, like it's gonna come to a point where, yo, if I can't do the session, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna drop whatever other plans I have or whatever other things I gotta accomplish to do the streams. Like the live trading sessions, dope. I could do that shit in the morning because I ain't got shit else to do. I'm trading in the morning. But like the isolation sessions, sometimes the weekly market breakdowns, like there's gonna be days where I'm not gonna do it. Like this is definitely gonna be something that I've been doing daily is gonna turn into something that the only thing that's gonna be daily is the trading sessions. Because again, when I trade, I trade. I don't do nothing else, so that doesn't really matter. But like the isolation sessions, the weekly market breakdown, like for example, I'm doing it today early. Why? Because I'm getting this shit out of the way, so then I can have the entire day free to do what I gotta handle. Of course it is. And I feel like it definitely is, you know, worth it because at the end of the day, you know, there's a sense of pride. You know, for example, there's a sense of pride knowing that you've passed your funded accounts, and there's a sense of pride seeing you use a strategy that I came up with. Like it's not like that's the craziest thing. Like and I was thinking about this shit yesterday, no bullshit. I'm like, damn, bro, like there is a sense of pride knowing that Muhammad just takes engulfing candles. Like nobody teaches engulfing candles. I came up with that shit. Right? The way I speak about them, the way they print, like you go online and you go see and you look up what an engulfing candle is, everybody has the wrong information. Right? You fucking go it like so it's there's a sense of pride that attaches to it where it's like, damn, like I really did that shit. You know, same thing with Kendall. I'm not gonna air out everybody's business, but like same thing with Kendall. Like seeing him do what he's doing now, being able to trade the way he maneuvers his charts, like when he opens up his charts and it looks fucking identical to mine, I'm like, there's a sense of pride that comes with that. It's like, damn, like I'm doing a good job, and I know it's helping a lot of people out. So you know, at the end of the day, like I know it's worth it. But you know what? Do what you feel like doing. There's no need to be feeling some type of way for missing a session. No, I mean absolutely. You know, at the end of the day, I don't know. We'll see. This is me speaking about emotionally how I feel. Me venting. It just sucks, dude. It really does. You know what I mean? It really does suck. Cause they don't even gotta speak about anything else. But like, yo, I charge $30 for fucking personalized one-on-one session. These motherfuckers are charging thousands of dollars for one-on-one sessions to see you once a month, and it's not even good information. Like, they go and they tell you, no, you gotta change everything you know, and just do what I do. It's like, nah, that's not my philosophy in trading. My philosophy in trading, yo, every strategy is correct. If you don't want to learn entry strategies, cool. We won't even get into entry strategies. We'll just learn about why you're losing your fucking trades. And the reason you're losing your trades is because you go into these guys' courses, they don't speak about market structure. They don't speak about why the market moves the way that it is. And that's what we do here. Right? So it's like, yo, if you come to me, you're like, yo, I'm learning this strategy, but I'm not profitable. Could you help me understand why? Yeah, let's talk about market structure. We don't have to talk about anything else. Like the fact that people feel some type of way over $30 fucking dollars to somebody who's literally in the fucking Discord for 16 hours a fucking day, who's literally holding your hand through the entire fucking process. But motherfuckers would rather spend thousands of dollars on a course that they never even get to speak to the quote-unquote mentor. You see what I'm saying? Like, we have a completely different definition of what a mentor is. Like, I don't know about you guys. I played sports. When you play sports and you have a coach who's a mentor, he's with you all fucking day. He's texting you. He's telling you, yo, practice. He's telling you, yo, when you get to practice, we're gonna do this, and he's gonna pull you aside, and he's gonna be a fucking mentor. Right? What other fucking trader does that? Like, that's the thing, is like, there's so many definitions for one word, but at the end of the day, a mentor is a mentor. Like, you're either a good mentor or you're a fake ass mentor scamming motherfuckers for thousands of dollars. And that's another thing where it's like, yo, we're like, this is more about time. Right? It's more about time as money at the end of the day. right? And yeah, in the beginning years, it's cool. Like I was fine with giving my time because this is all I was doing. But now that I'm working on other things and I want to accomplish other things outside of trading, doing this shit for free is just so crazy to me. Knowing, right? Knowing the fact that people are paying thousands of fucking dollars for some fake ass shit, and all we're charging is $30, and motherfuckers feel some type of way about that. So I don't know how much longer though. I'm definitely gonna keep doing the streams. I just don't know if I'm gonna be doing these streams daily. Like, and I don't even want to put a schedule, because if there's a day where we have a scheduled stream and I don't want to do it, or I'm busy and I just can't do it, I don't want to miss it. So this might turn into something where it's like, yo, I'm on stream, join in now, don't fucking miss it. It might be something like that coming in 2026. Because I'm telling you, bro, like, you know, you've been here long enough, so you've heard me speak about this from the jump, like, and I've said this from the beginning. I don't know how long I'm gonna do this for. And again, I know exactly how he felt when he started saying shit like this. But he started saying this years after. Remember, he started in 2014, 2015, and he stopped doing it full time, right? Teaching full time, he stopped doing that, I'm gonna say, like in 2020, 2021. So he had a good 5-6 year run doing these courses and doing the sessions and having everything under control. I've only been doing it for 2-3 years. So, and I already feel like, dude, this is insane. Cause again, like, we got over 100 people in the Discord. Out of those 100 people, there's only fucking 7 people, right? There's more or less 7 people who really take it serious every single day. Everybody else is on and off. So there's a handful of people this year who, yeah, we're gonna start. They'll start 2 days later, never hear from them, or they're just on and off. Or I'm too busy, but they're out watching Netflix on the weekends and partying and drinking and doing stupid shit. It's like, alright, bro, like, you're wasting my time. You are wasting my time. I support that, not gonna lie, it's a lot. Nah, it really is a lot. The time is just a lot, bro. It really is. Because again, it's not like a copy and paste one-on-one. Like, sending the messages for the weekly market, for the weekly checkup yesterday. It's like, yo, everybody I message is something different. One guy is learning engulfing candles. The other person is just starting the introduction. The other person hasn't even started the introduction, and I just need to have a one-on-one session to get them up to speed. Like, everybody's different, right? Some other person is learning a whole different entry strategy but wants to learn market structure. So I have to personalize every single one-on-one session. I have to. It's not like everybody's just learning one thing and that's it. And everybody's in the same lesson. Like, no, everybody's different. Everybody learns different. Everybody, you have to speak to certain people a different way. That's the shit about being a teacher, right? Being a teacher, you gotta understand, like, not everybody learns the same way. You might have a student that learns this way, and you have to be able to feed into that. It's like, okay, you learn better this way, let's do it this way. There's certain ways you speak to different people. Like, I'm not as hard on some other people like I am with some other people. And being able to remember that, like, okay, who can I talk to like this? Who do I have to sweet talk to? Who do I have to be an asshole to? Like, who needs a reality check? So there's a lot that goes into it, bro. There's so much that goes into it that unless you start doing it, you don't really understand until you start doing it. That's the shit with this side of trading. And like I said, like, it's okay. Like, I'm okay with it because I enjoy it. Like, I really do, really truly enjoy doing this part of trading. But what I don't enjoy is being fucking uppercut. Like, yo, you feel some type of way that I'm charging $35 for you to have me every single day for 12 hours a day? Now, yo, you message me on Discord. I'm messaging you back in less than a minute. You have a question. Yo, let's hop in Discord. You guys see it every single YouTube stream. Yo, I stop and I say, yo, do you have any questions? Who asks questions? Outside of Muhammad, Kendall, and Adrian, and Albert. Who's asking questions? It's like, we got 100 of you motherfuckers in here who are just not wanting to put in the time. And it doesn't, it doesn't feel it doesn't feel right always speaking of the negative, right? Because again, the people who are actually here fucking putting in the time, that shit's really where, you know, that's the motivation to keep doing it. Mr. Adrian, welcome. We're just speaking about you. I'm doing good, my brother. How you doing? You should do what makes you feel whole. Yeah, nah. Like I said, like I enjoy doing this part. Like I enjoy teaching. I enjoy doing this shit with you guys. So it's, you know, this is one thing that I look forward to doing. I look forward to doing the sessions, but it's come to a point where again, outside of trading, I want to accomplish so many other things to the point where I have to be able to balance both of them. And if that means that I'm not going to be doing these sessions every single night, then that's just what it has to be. Again, we have over 600 videos on YouTube of live trading sessions, weekly market breakdowns, and the isolation sessions. Monday through Thursday, isolation sessions at 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, live trading sessions, and every Sunday, the weekly market breakdown. For 3 years almost. Over 600 videos. Like if people really wanted to learn what we did, yo, people would take the time to just go watch the YouTube videos. So we have you want to go take a course, yo, we have 600 videos for you to go watch. And for some people, it's still not enough. So I'm really glad I was one of the first people to start. Got so much done, right? You really were the first. I think you really were the first person on YouTube. I'm not gonna lie. If I'm not mistaken, Muhammad, I think you were the first person on YouTube. But again, you showed that the blueprint works. You put in the time, and it's not like you trade full time. You go to school, you work, you do what you gotta do, and you put in the time to trade. Right? Same thing as Albert. The only thing is Albert sometimes has a lot of shit going on, which is understandable, but he's also somebody who has a lot of shit going on. But he puts in the time, he puts in the work to be able to understand this. Right? Adrian is another one. Right? Kendall's another one. There's a handful of you guys who actually are here, you know, every single day, or if you're not here every single day, you're at least active almost every single day. So, you know, I would say, you know, even Adrian, bro, like you Adrian and Kendall, I would say are like the blueprints of what happens when you actually take this shit serious. Plenty of good content to go. There's a whole lot of content, man. So much. There's so much shit on our YouTube streams. It's funny. I'll say this too, but we'll get started, guys. Like, I feel like our YouTube content is very similar to how Steve recorded his videos. To the point where it's like, yo, you have to watch the entire stream. And yeah, you might have some bullshit for the first 30 minutes. But if you keep watching and you actually take notes, you'll find in every single stream, you'll find at least one piece of information that's gonna elevate your trading. At least. And then the streams that E has done, right? The first couple of videos on the channel, the one that E did, the weekly market breakdowns and the isolation sessions, you already know that shit's full with gems. So I'm telling you, there's so much information that we have here on YouTube for free. But motherfuckers rather go to TJR and go lose 500k in less than 12 hours, right? The other people would rather go to this other clown who started trading money for other people and lost 300k and lost in less than 24 hours. So, you know, it's one of those things where, again, as an educator in the space, it's a fucking punch in the face. It's like, wow. Like, these guys are literally showing you they don't know how to trade, and you motherfuckers would rather go and watch them for no reason. Like, just because they have a fucking car. Understanding that they were able to purchase that fucking car because you just spent $2,000 on their course, and there's 100 other motherfuckers doing the same shit, spending $2,000 on a course. Not only that, but then you spend another $100 every week using their affiliate code. No shit they could afford that car because they're not making it in trading. They're literally showing you that they're not making that money in trading, bro. Like he literally just posted his fucking trading journal. And he's not the only one. There's a handful, but I'm just speaking about him because that was the last guy that pissed me off. Like they're literally showing you their trading journal that they make $0 from trading. Like they're up in profits and then they lose it the next trade, and then they're up in profits and then they lose it in the next trade, and then they end the month 23,000 in debt. Like they're in the negatives. They're literally showing you they don't know how to trade. They're showing you that they don't make no fucking money from trading. And people rather do that. Like, all right, cool. Like I'm cool with it. Like I'm not the one losing money. That's a fact. You know what I mean? So I don't know, bro. This trading space is fucking crazy. It's weird. It really is weird. It's like and you know the reality of it is just, again, there's a reason why 99% of traders fail, and a lot of it is just lack of common sense. And unfortunately, there's more humans on Earth that lack common sense than they are humans that have common sense. And that's the reason why we see these type of people spending this type of money on people that they see that aren't even profitable. Like, it's the craziest thing. It's the craziest fucking thing to me. But I don't know, bro. So, it is what it is, bro. I'm always here venting and talking shit about other traders. Well, I can't even call them traders, but marketing geniuses, bro. I'll give them that. Like, I have no hate, no hate. Like all these guys that be selling these courses, bro. There's no hate. There's no hate in my heart. I salute you guys for what you do. I wish that I had the mental capacity to be as good as marketing as you guys. But I fucking hate seeing people get scammed. That's the one thing to me where it's like, yo, you know that these guys are wanting to learn how to trade to change their life. And I know that you can't change everybody's life because, again, not everybody has common sense. Unfortunately, not everybody has what it takes to be able to elevate to that next level, right? And not everybody wants to. Some people just want to have a comfortable living situation, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But willingly and knowingly taking money from people who you know need the money, and they continue to come back to you because they feel like they have no choice because you're flashing these supercars and this fancy ass lifestyle and lying to them and telling them that, yeah, you made this money from trading, when in reality you don't make a fucking dime from the charts. Again, geniuses in marketing, fucking hats off to you guys. I wish I had that bone in my body. I really do. But it's fucking insane, bro. It really is crazy. I'm sometimes late to the breakdowns. My time is too less than yours, I think. So generally, I'll watch the recordings when I arrive from the hospital. Yeah, absolutely. And again, I know you work. Right, same thing as everybody else. You show up when you can. You ask questions when you can, whether it's in the YouTube chat or whether it's in the Discord chat or whether it's in a private message. You post your charts whenever you take a trade. You ask questions whenever you have the questions and whenever you have the time. So again, I definitely understand that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was saying earlier. Like people like you, right, Adrian, people like Muhammad, people like Kendall, people like Albert. Like, yo, you guys really put in the fucking time, right? And again, knowing everybody's situation more or less, right? And again, I don't want to air out nobody's situation, but I'll just call out the names. Like Albert, he's one guy where I even said it on stream. He told me the other day, like, yo, I feel bad because, I messaged you that I wasn't able to 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 pay for the group. And I'm like, yo, it's cool. Like, at the end of the day, you came up to me, you told me there was a problem, right? I know that you're in the sessions every single day, you're asking questions. Why am I gonna force you to make a payment? Like, why am I gonna hinder your learning process? That's exactly what I told him on stream the other night. This was this past week. So it's the same thing. Like, the ones who actually show up, the ones who actually put in the time to want to learn and actually ask questions, like, I'm never gonna be the person to hinder your learning process. There's no point. Like, I'm not that type of, number one, I'm not that type of person. Number two, again, I'm not here to make money from you guys. Like, that's the whole point. That was the whole point of doing these sessions for free. For the people who can't, cool. We're still on YouTube. I'm on fucking YouTube twice a day, every single day. If you have questions, yo, fucking ask away. We could sit here for 2-3 hours answering questions. I don't have a problem doing that. So, in every session you hear me say it, yo, for the people watching the recording, because I know you guys watch the recording. There's a handful of you guys who don't have time. Number one, there's a handful of you guys who live in other countries where you're 6, 7 hours ahead of me. I start the sessions at 7 p.m. I know that there's 90% of you guys are not going to be in the session when it's 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning for you guys. I know that. So that's the reason you always hear me say in the sessions, like, yo, if anybody watching the recording, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know and we'll break it down. So again, like, I understand the situations. I'm not, I'm not blinded about that. Like, I know people, we live in different time zones. I know different people are busy on different times of the day. Like, I get it. I really get it. Again, like, I'm a fucking human just like you guys. I work just as hard as you guys, and you guys fucking work harder than me. I get it. I get it. Trust me. So, that's really all there is to it, bro. And again, that's why I feel like I have an obligation to continue to do these streams. It's for the people who really want to take it serious. But, there comes a place and a time where I kind of have to take a step back and, feel happy about what I've been able to accomplish, not only with the streams, but with you guys, but then also understand that there's going to come a time where I'm not going to have 16 hours in my day to just focus on trading. Because at the end of the day, I always knew, since I was in high school, when I first started learning about trading, and I have this shit written down. I could look for it for you guys. And a business plan that I had for one of my first businesses that I started. Like, one of the questions on the business plan was, how do you plan to fund your business in the long run? And I literally said it by trading. I'm learning how to trade to be able to fund these ideas that I have. And that's exactly what I want to do. Like, I've always wanted to do that. So, trading for me is just, it opens up the doors to be able to go live my life and go do what I want to really do. Trading is what I want to do. Trading has always been what I really want to do. But do I only want to do this? Absolutely not. This shit is boring. You guys see it. I don't trade every single day. I trade when my setup is present. That's it. When I see an A+ setup, I'm fucking taking it. That's it. Like, trading isn't my full-time job. Because it's not a full-time job. You trade for fucking 2-3 hours, maybe 4 hours a day. That's not a full-time job. That's not even a part-time job. That's a hobby. But it's a hobby once you already understand what it is that you're looking for. Because in the beginning, when I was learning how to trade, this was more than a full-time job. I was working overtime. I was putting in 12 to 16 hours a day just learning how to trade. And I'm putting in, for the last 3 years, 12, 16 hours, not only trading, but doing the sessions and doing one-on-one sessions and answering questions. Like, and I'm cool with it. Again, I enjoy it. I really do. I love trading. This is fucking the best thing that I've been able to do. Like, this is the one thing that I am the most passionate about at this moment in my life. But I also understand that I have other things I want to work on, bro. I have a lot of other things that I want to work on. And that's just me personally. I've always been that type of person. Especially with business, I fucking love it. Once I come up with a brand new opportunity, a brand new idea comes into head, I need to work on it. That's my number one. I would say that's my vice in, see what I did there? That's my vice with life. It's not drugs. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. It's not drinking. No, it's wanting to do business. That's my shit. Like, yo, as soon as I come up with an idea, all right, let's execute it. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm working on on 2 brand new ideas that they're launching around the same time. And these last like 4 or 5 days, I've been so fucking stressed out and so busy, but it's what I like. That's what I like doing. Like, I like my work. I like building businesses. I like having ideas. I like writing shit down. Like, that's just what I do. That's always what I've been able to do the best. Again, my first business was when I was 16 years old. It's about to be 10 years. I've been a fucking entrepreneur since I was 16 years old. Doing investment pitches and doing business incubators. Like, I've been done that shit already. Like, I've been in meetings with millionaires. Like, I've been in meetings with, I'm not gonna air out her name, but one of the richest women in the United States that has a business. Like, I've been in those meetings. I've been in those rooms. I've been talked to these people. Like, I've had phone calls with them. I've had face-to-face meetings. I've been to their offices. You know what I mean? Like, I spoken to the head people of Microsoft. Like, and I was doing this shit when I was 16, 17 years old. Like, that's what I like doing. So, And again, it's not to flex. It's just to show you guys, like, trading is here. You know, if you want to make it a full-time job where this is all you do and then you get to live a lifestyle that you want to live, by all means, that's all you guys. But for me, trading is a way where it opens up doors for me to go handle some more business. It allows me to be able to make money, to be able to go live my life and do what I want to go do. Right? Everybody goes and trades and then buys a Ferrari. I don't need that, bro. I don't. Like, I would rather spend $10,000 a month on starting businesses and investments rather than spending $10,000 on a fucking car payment and my insurance. Like, I'm 24 years old. My fucking car insurance is $250 a month. I don't want to buy a Tesla. I don't want to buy a fucking supercar because my insurance for a fucking 2014 Kia is $250. How much do you think my insurance is gonna be if I buy a fucking Tesla, or if I go buy a Challenger, or if I go buy a Corvette, or I go buy a Bugatti? I'm fucking good. My car payment is $450. How much do you think is gonna be if I fucking go buy a supercar? Yo, I'm good. Like, I'm not delusional. Like, I don't have to. Number one, I don't even like cars. I don't know about them. Like, yeah, I like seeing the cars. I don't know anything about them. I don't give a fuck that you're driving a Ferrari. Like, the engine in that Ferrari is a fucking Audi, is it not? Or am I bugging? Like, hello? The engines on Lambos, I think, are Audi. I don't know, something like that. This is what I'm saying. Like, I don't need to buy a fucking $300,000 car. I'm good. like, okay, you drive a Ferrari, cool. Like, my fucking engine in my car is made by the same people. Like, it's you're buying the fucking logo. Same thing with buying clothes. Like, I'm not gonna spend $1,000 on a fucking piece of fabric. You're bugging. You fucking sound stupid to me. But again, everybody has different things that they enjoy, and I'm not gonna knock them for it. But that's not me. I rock my white T-shirts. Again, I have businesses with my own clothing brand. I print out my own shit, and I wear my own brands. I'm not sponsored by Nike. I'm not sponsored by Adidas. I'm not sponsored by Gucci to be wearing your shit for free. Like, I'm paying $500 for a T-shirt, knowing that you spent less than $20 to make that shit. Come on, bro. You gotta be delusional. Now, if Gucci hits me up like, yo, we want to sponsor you, of course. Yo, give me a Gucci shirt that says Gucci all around. I'll fucking wear it like a billboard. But you're not paying me. I'm not fucking buying your shit. There's no way. I would rather wear my own brand, my own clothing, right? My family members got their own shit. I'm gonna wear their shit. I'm not gonna be wearing no fucking Balenciaga. Like, I don't give a fuck about none of that, dude. Like, I don't wear jewelry. I don't buy watches. I don't do none of that. Like, I'm so good. I have a completely different view of life, and like, it's completely different. Completely fucking different. To be honest, if you change things next year, I'd be grateful. Totally get to see you update your charts, even if you aren't speaking, and even if you get through it in like 15 minutes. Oh no, trust me. Like, again, I won't get to a point where I'm just updating my charts and I'm mute now. Like, I'll continue to do the sessions. Like I said, it just probably won't be every single day. It definitely won't be every single day. Again, I'll definitely be doing the live trading sessions. That's a fact. Right? How I've been doing it this year, you guys have seen it. Like, before the last 2 years, you know, I'll turn on the live trading session even if there's no trades. I don't do that no more. If there's no trades, I'm not turning the stream on because I'm not on the charts. Like, what am I gonna look at? If there's nothing to trade, what the fuck am I gonna turn the stream on for? I'll let you guys know in the Discord, yo, there's no trades, I'm chilling. Right? Isolation sessions, I'll turn them on. You know, if I have the time to do the isolation sessions and do the stream, then I'll do it. You know, it takes me an hour, hour and a half to do it. Cool. On days where I don't have the time to do the stream, I'll update my charts in 15-20 minutes and I'm good. Right? The weekly market breakdown is another one. The weekly market breakdown, you know, I could, instead of starting it on Sunday at 1 p.m., I'm going to start it at 8 in the morning. Right? Get it done early, and then I have the entire Sunday or whatever. If I have to do it on Saturday, I'll do it on Saturday. But, you know, again, I will continue to do the sessions. There's no doubt. It's just, it won't be an everyday thing where, nah, there's no way. There's no way. There's not enough time, bro. There's not, for what I want to do and how I want to do it, there's just not enough time. I feel like I've put in enough time in the last, we're in 2025, I started trading, like really taking it serious in 2020. It's been 5 years. Right? Before 2020, I was still learning how to trade. So again, like, I was learning how to trade in 2017. It's fucking 8 years. You know what I mean? So, that's just what it is, bro. That's just what it is. Because again, like what I said, I do enjoy doing this. I enjoy the fuck out of it. I love trading, but it's a lot of time, bro. It's a lot of time. But again, any questions, guys? Let me know. Any specific pairs you guys want me to go over? Let me know. I'll give you 2 minutes in the chat. And then we'll get started. I've already been on this shit for 1 hour and 20. That's on me. I turned the stream on and I had to handle some business. Might be too much information. I had to go to the bathroom, bro. That's on me. But we'll start at 45 here. Gave everybody a few minutes to join. So I turned the stream on early. It was 8:30 and nobody was here. I'm like, I'd rather wait for people to join. Cause that's another thing. Like, what am I doing the streams for if nobody's fucking here anyway? For that, I'll just record it and then I'll upload it on YouTube. You see what I'm saying? So there's a whole bunch of reasons, bro. There's a lot of reasons. But you guys are here now, obviously. So any questions, let me know. Any pairs you guys want me to go over in specific, let me know. If not, we'll get started in a couple seconds here. But that's what he does now. He just turns the stream on in Discord. He updates his chart. He don't even be talking to nobody. Like, damn, what a mean guy. But you know, that's the #1 person you have to look at. Like, yo, he's busy. He's living his life, yo. He got kids. He has his family. He has shit he has to take care of. You know, he can't. There'll be some days where he can't sit here for 2, 3 hours, 4 hours like he used to, updating his charts and talking to people. There's just not enough time. Alright, no questions in the chat, guys. Let's get started. So with AU, we know we are in level 3 on a downtrend, right? We had the first push, first zone of consolidation, second push, second zone of consolidation, and now we know that we're looking for that third and final push for price to reach our previous peak lows at these lows, right? We have push 1, push 2. We had the break that started push number 3 that gave us the lower low, right? When we're looking at market structure, when we're looking at the trends, we have lower low, lower high, lower low. Price gave us an equal high here. Never gave us a break. It gave us an equal high, right? Price never broke these highs. It never broke these lows. What did price do? It started consolidating, moving sideways. You see how price was trending here, right? You see how price was trending here, and then price started moving sideways. Price starts trending here, then started moving sideways, right? Price started trending here. It gave us the break that we wanted to see below these lows that created the lower low, right? And now all we're looking for is for price to give us a lower high somewhere in these areas, right? Again, we're trading between this high and this low, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low, and we're just looking for a lower high to be set somewhere in this area to then continue down into the lower lows into down here, right? Push 1, push 2, right? And we're looking for push number 3. Hopefully that makes sense for everybody. Again, if it doesn't, let me know and I could explain that again. So now that we know overall where we're at, we know we're in a downtrend, we know price gave us a lower low, it gave us the break of the zone of consolidation, right? We're looking for the lower high. Now we just have to look at our points of interest, right? And it all depends on what your trading strategy is. It all depends on what your entry rules are at this point. That determines where your points of interest are. Right, if you trade the fib retracements, you were probably looking at a retracement, the first point of interest, which was 23.6 and 38.2. If you're, if you trade patterns and you were looking at this as a bullish flag post pattern because you just saw straight red candles down to the bottom and you thought this was going to be a 23.6, 38.2, right? You can see that that wasn't the case because this wasn't a valid flag post pattern to begin with, right? That was the fake out, that was the inducement. Right? If you trade fibs and you're looking for the golden ratio zone, if that's what your entry strategy is, you were looking for a 50% retracement, right? You got the 50% retracement. But again, that wasn't the pullback that we were looking for because there's a lot more data on the charts, right? We know we have a gap at the top of the market. We had the 800 EMA, which is another point of interest for a lot of traders. We just have to wait for price to reach our point of interest. Now, the question is, once price gets to your point of interest, you have to understand when price is going from a lower low into a lower high, right? What is price doing? When price is going from a lower low into a lower high, price is moving to the top side, is making higher highs and higher lows on the internal time frame, right? Again, the daily time frame is giving you lower lows and lower highs, right? Cool, we could see that. In order for price to go from a lower low into a lower high, what does price have to do on the 30-minute time frame, on the 5-minute time frame, right? Price is going to be making higher highs and higher lows, making that push from the lower low into the lower high. Once price gets to the lower high, once price gets to your point of interest as to where that lower high is at, what does price start doing? From lower high into a lower low, price is pushing down, right? It's giving you lower lows and lower highs. So once price gets to your point of interest, it doesn't mean that you're getting into the trade right away. What do you have to wait for? If you're looking for short positions, you're looking for that lower high to be set. What does that mean? That means that you need to wait for price to start making lower lows and lower highs before you take the trade. You need to wait for the change of character. You need to wait for the break of structure. That could happen on the 4-hour time frame, depending on the structure on the 4-hour time frame, or that could happen on the 30-minute time frame. But you have to wait it out, right? And seeing AU right now, price reached, for example, our first point of interest, which was the 800 EMA, right? What do we want to start seeing? Lower lows and lower highs. Just zooming into the daily, which this structure we know is on the 4-hour, but just zooming in on the daily time frame, what do we see price doing? Higher high, higher low, higher high. So already off the bat, we already know that right now, where AUDUSD is at, this is a low probability area to take a trade going short, because price is still giving us higher highs and higher lows. Now, as soon as price starts giving us the change of character and it gives us, let's say it gives us a change of character, lower low, lower high, and then it gives us a break of structure, lower low and lower high, this is where I'll start looking to take the trades to continue to take those short positions all the way back down to the bottom, right? Since price right now, and we'll go to the 4-hour now, let me update the daily first, right? We know that this month, right, we had 2 months of counter rise going to the top side. Then for the beginning of the month, right, again, the beginning of the month candle hasn't opened just yet, but we are already below it. We had a month of drops. We have no continuations on the daily time frame. We go down into the 4-hour, whereas again, where that structure is at, where we see higher highs and higher lows. And again, everything is color coordinated on the stream. Daily highs and low are the gray boxes. The 4-hour highs and lows are the blue boxes. The 30-minute highs and lows are the red boxes. On the 4-hour time frame, what is price doing? Higher high, higher low, and again, higher high, higher low, higher high. Right, so right now we're still on an uptrend on AUDUSD. So we already know that taking short positions in these areas are very low probability. We have to be patient, right? And for this week, price finished on a no net. Price closed exactly where price opened. We still have that gap at the bottom of the market. We have no continuations on the 4-hour time frame, and on the 30-minute time frame, again, we could see that price gave us higher high, higher low, higher high. Price came down and gave us a change of character, lower low. Right? What do we also see on the 30-minute time frame at this moment? This is FX Alex G special, right? You have the shoulder head shoulder. However, we have the 800 EMA. That price is still respecting the 800 EMA. In order for us to have a valid shoulder head shoulder, we need to see a valid break of the shoulder. Did we get a valid break of the shoulder? You put in a line. You had the first red candle. This red candle here, price closed below, but it's still touching the BOS line. It's still an inducement candle. It's still a testing candle. Did any other candle close below the wick of this red candle without touching the BOS line? Right? Technically, yes, you had it here. However, we also have the 800 EMA. Did price break below the 800 EMA? Not yet. So right now, could these still be inducement candles to start trapping traders to go short and then go right back to the top side? Absolutely. Right? On top of everything else, yes, you have a shoulder head shoulder. Let's go back into the rules. Before you take a trade going short, when price was at one point making higher highs and higher lows. What do you also need to see on the chart? You need to see the change of character, which we got here, right? So let's start marking this up. So we know that on the 30-minute time frame, we had the change of character, right? So now the question in everybody's head should be, well, you had the break of the shoulder head shoulders. Does that mean that we're gonna start looking for short positions? No. On your rules, what's the next thing that you want to see for price to start the continuations back down to the bottom? You need to see a change of character, lower low, lower high, and then you want to see the break of structure after the change of character. After you get a break of structure, that's the indication, that's the confirmation that price has shifted the trend, right? It's gone from an uptrend down to a downtrend. Have we gotten the break of structure? No. Price gave us a lower low change of character, gave us a little lower high at the beginning of the session on Friday, and then it came back down to the 30-minute lows, and what do we see? Price is inducing the lows. We have multiple exhaustion candles. That's already an early confirmation that these short positions are still very low probability, right? On top of the fact, Wednesday, we had a day of drop. Thursday, we had a second day of drop. On Friday, price gave us the third day of drop. And what do we know about the market? After 3 days of drop, the market must either move sideways or go up. After 3 days of drop, we're either going to get sideways movement, a zone of consolidation, or we're going to get price to push to the top side. And vice versa. After 3 days of rise, what must the market do? Either move sideways or go down. And what did the market do? It went down. So again, already understanding that you had a 3 days of drop, already understanding that you had the change of character without a break of structure, the fact that we could see where the 800 EMA is, the fact that we know that on the 4-hour time frame we're still on an uptrend making higher highs and higher lows. Do we think that this entry position here going short, do we think it's high probability or do we think it's low probability? I'll give you guys 30 seconds in the chat to answer that question. Do we think that this entry is high probability or low probability? No answers in the chat. All right. Low probability, guys. Oh, there you go, Adrian. Yeah, low probability from what EMA price bounces in level 3. Right. That's another reason. Right. In level 3, you're looking for price to bounce off the 50, which could be another indication, right, on the 30-minute where people would most likely take a trade here, going short, because like, oh, we're in level 3, we're looking for price to bounce off the EMA, right? But before price bounced in the EMA, right, what confirmations did price give you before the bounce of the EMA? Because you also got to remember, again, all these patterns, all the EMAs are just training wheels on the charts. They're indicators, right? We know that indicators aren't 100% correct. We know that indicators are sometimes used in the market to induce traders to get into a trade, right? Why is my shit so behind? Probably try refreshing the stream. It might be because of that, right? So we know that the market makers are using these indicators, right? Because the market makers know that we use indicators, right? And again, you have to understand that in trading, it's you against the market maker. Who's the market maker? Who the fuck knows? Nobody knows who the market makers are. But we understand why the market makers behave the way that they do. So the market makers know that everybody is trading double bottoms and double tops. The market makers know that people are trading EMAs. The market makers know that people are trading VWAP. The market makers know that people are trading fair value gaps and order blocks and gap entries. Like, the market makers know every single rule in the market. And the reason they know every single strategy in the market, and the reason they need to know every strategy in the market, is because if it's you against them, right? The objective of the market maker is to win. Your objective in the market is to win. How does the market maker win against you? How does he beat you? Right? By giving you fake confirmations, by giving you inducements, right? By giving you these fast moving candles at 9:30 open to make you believe, if we go to US30 for example, right? The market makers are going to give you at 9:30 in the morning, at 8 o'clock in the morning, right before the NYC open or right on the NYC open, right? The market makers are going to throw these fast moving candles in one direction to induce you to get into the trade. To do what right after? To go back up and hit your stop loss, right? And then all the people going short, you got your stop loss hit. Now all the people who waited until 10:30 to get into a trade, they moved with a fast green candle to the top side. And what happened right after? They induced these traders to believe that, oh, it's 10 o'clock. This is going to be the real move because they just faked out all the traders going short. All the people who got in on the trade in buy positions at 10:30, you got wiped out straight to stop loss. All the people who waited until lunchtime, right? That's a thing. That's a strategy that people use. All the people who waited for lunchtime to take a trade and they're like, look, it's already 1 o'clock, 12 p.m. Price is moving down. Let's get into this. It's going to be the continuation to continue the push to the bottom side. What happened during lunch? All the people who started taking trades going short, fucking straight to stop loss. Right? So now the question that you guys should be having, well, how do you avoid this? It's very simple. From the time the market opened at 6 p.m. till literally 1 p.m., right? So from 6 in the evening at 6 p.m. on Thursday, all the way till 1 p.m. on Friday, what was price doing? It was consolidating. Price is moving sideways. And what is the definition of a zone of consolidation? Is an area in the market where the market makers are trapping traders. It's an area in the market where the market makers are inducing traders to get into a trade to hunt for stop losses. So once you already understand that this is a zone of consolidation, right? Am I right or am I wrong? A zone of consolidation is where price is moving sideways. Is price moving sideways here? And that's another question. I want you guys to answer this in the chat. I'll give you 30 seconds. Is price in this area on Friday, is price trending or is price consolidating? Answer the question in the chat. I'll give you guys 30 seconds. Is price consolidating here or is price trending? 30 seconds. Muhammad says consolidating. Consolidating. Okay, there you go. So once you see that price is consolidating, right? Are you going to wait for the breakout of the trade to happen? Or are you going to get into the trade right away? Right? You have to wait for the breakout. Now, oh, price consolidated, but it gave you a break here in the zone of consolidation. All right, let's go back to the whiteboard. Previous to the zone of consolidation, right? And again, I could call out another trader. This is Raja Bank Special, Smart Raja Concepts, a break and a retest, a breakout and a retest. Or again, correct me if I'm wrong, because it's not like I haven't taken any of these guys' courses or anything. It's not like I haven't taken courses from other people to learn how to trade and to see what works and what doesn't work. Right? This is Raja Banks a special, a break and a retest, a breakout trade. Right? What happened? What zone in the area? Where are we trading? What do we see before the zone of consolidation? Right? Adrian says not a valid break of structure. Exactly. Right? What is the first confirmation you want to see that the trend has shifted from an uptrend back down to a downtrend? You need to see the change of character, which we got here. You had higher high, higher low, higher high. Then price gave us, right? Then price gave us a lower low change of character. Gave us a lower high. What do we need to see after the change of character? We need to see a valid break of structure of these lows. Did price give us a valid break of structure of these lows? No. The first red candle that printed here is a testing candle. This green candle is a testing candle. This red candle is a testing candle. It's still touching the break of structure line. Then price came back up. So all the traders who traded this before the NYC open, thinking that this was the break and price is going to continue these internal lower lows and lower highs, straight to stop loss. As soon as the market opened, the market makers got all of your money, right? And then what happened? Price came down, consolidated, it came back down to the break of structure line. Another red candle is still touching the line, is still a testing candle. Another red candle here is still touching the break of structure line, is still a testing candle. Oh, but this candle closed below the wicks. Yes, it closed below the wicks, but the red candle is still touching the wick, is still touching the break of structure line. This is still an inducement, right? And this is the reason why, if you took these short positions on US30 on Friday, this is why you went straight to stop loss, because price never gave you the break of structure, right? So when it comes to market structure, the market never shifted. The market never gave us the confirmation that price is going to continue these downtrend pushes, because it never gave us a valid break of structure. It is still testing this area. You see what I'm saying? So it's very simple. Trading is very simple, but you have to know the rules of the game. If you don't know the rules of the game, it's going to be very difficult to be profitable, right? And again, you could be profitable with a 30% win rate, but it's only fucking possible to be profitable on a 30% win rate if you have the account sizes that you guys see that these other internet gurus have. Millions of dollars in their account. These guys are okay with losing 500,000 because they have millions of dollars in their trading account. Because you guys continue to buy their affiliate codes, and you continue to buy their courses, and you continue to buy these Propfirm accounts using their codes. They're able to fund their accounts to millions of dollars because you continue to fund their account for them. This is the reason why your favorite trader online has a 20%, 30% win rate. Because they don't see market structure. All they see is, oh, double bottom, double top, I'm going to take it. All they see is a zone of consolidation because they're super zoomed in. You look at everybody's fucking charts online. Everybody is super zoomed in. Zone of consolidation, break and retest. We're going to go down straight to stop loss. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm one of the only traders online that you see fucking zoom out. Look to the left-hand side. What is price doing? Right, we're in an uptrend. Price gave us a higher high. We know the market moves in two directions. There's only two things that the market could do. It could either trend or it could consolidate. After price gave us a higher high, what did price start doing? It started fucking consolidating. So what do we know that we want to see? Well, we need to see the change of character and we need to see the break of structure. Did we get any of that? No, price is still consolidating. Price is either going to give you higher high, higher low, higher high, higher high, or I'm sorry, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? Which is a trend, which is also the same thing, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Or price is going to give you higher high, higher low, higher high, and then start consolidating. Or price is going to give you lower low, lower high, lower low, and then start consolidating. That's it. There's only two things the market could do, either trend or consolidate. There's no other thing the market could do. Once you understand that, and once you see that on the chart, it gets so much easier to stay away from the bullshit trades. So much easier. Because you already see it. You see that the market makers are inducing traders before they even do it. Because again, in order for you to even take a trade here going short, you need to see a valid break of structure. In order for you to even get into a good position on US30 right now, in this example, you need to see a valid break of structure. You need to start seeing the trend. What did price start doing after it gave us a higher high? It started consolidating. Price came to the low, rejected the lows, came back to the highs, rejected the highs. That's it. On Thursday, you should have already understood. On Thursday at 11:30 in the morning, you should have already been able to say, this is a zone of consolidation. I need to see a valid break before I get into a trade. And that valid break was below these lows. And if you didn't wait for those breaks and you decided, fuck it, I'm getting into this trade early, you went straight to stop loss. Straight to stop loss. So again, trading is very simple. You just have to know all the rules. It's not just one rule and that's it. Oh, bouncing off the 50 EMA, I'm going to take it. No. Again, these EMAs, double tops, double bottoms, all these entry rules that you have are going to be induced every single day. You go on any chart And if I give you guys homework to go on any chart and just look at the last 2 months of the chart, you don't even have to go that far back. Look at the last 3 weeks. Mark up every single double bottom that you see and mark up every single double top that you see. And then write down how many of those double bottoms won and how many of those double bottoms lost. And then mark up how many of the double tops work and how many of the double tops didn't work. And you will see that you will have a 30 to a 50% win rate if all you do is just trade double bottoms and double tops with no other confirmation. Because again, a lot of people trade that way. A lot of people just wait to see double bottoms and double tops to take a trade. A lot of people just wait for a break and a retest of the zone of consolidation to take a trade. Right? We could do this all day. I could give you guys a list of homeworks and a list of strategies to go look for. How many times did price bounce off the 50 EMA in level 3 and level 1? How many of them worked? How many of them didn't? How many times, and Muhammad, you see this all the time, we talk about this all the time. How many engulfing candles does the market print? How many of them win? How many of them lose? So again, every strategy in the market works. It's not about the entry strategy. Your entry strategy is okay. That's the easiest thing to teach is entry strategies. However, you have to connect your entry strategy with market structure. Market structure is the number one thing in trading. It's higher highs, higher lows, and lower highs. If you're taking a double bottom, right? If you're taking a W formation, when price is giving lower lows and lower highs, what do you think is going to happen? If you take a double bottom at a lower high, what do you think is going to happen? If you take a double bottom at a lower low, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to go straight to stop loss. That's why understanding market structure is very important. If you see a fair value gap, if you see a bearish fair value gap at a lower low, and you take the trade, what do you think is going to happen? If you see an order block, a bearish order block at a lower low, what do you think is going to happen? If you see a bearish engulfing candle at a lower low, what do you think is going to happen? If you see a bearish flag post pattern, what do you think is going to happen? If you see a Gartley harmonic pattern, bearish fucking pattern on a lower low, what do you think is going to happen? Do I keep going? I could keep going with all these strategies that everybody uses. If you see ICT concepts at a lower low, bearish, what do you think is going to happen? If you see a zone of consolidation at a lower low and it breaks the lows of the zone of consolidation, a break and a retest, what do you think is going to happen to that trade at a lower low? You're going to go straight to stop loss. So again, every strategy in the market works. It's not about whether or not you know entry strategies. You could know entry strategies. Again, you go on YouTube, everybody's talking about entry strategies. And oh, this is what you need to learn to be profitable. And all they show you is the entry strategy. Before you learn entry strategies, you need to learn market structure. Without market structure, you're trading blindly because you don't know whether or not price is in an uptrend or if price is in a downtrend. Or, I'm sorry, in a downtrend or in an uptrend. I don't know which one I said first, my bad. That is why we go into market structure. Because again, without market structure, if you do not know what direction the price is moving into, you're going to get stopped out every single time you get into a trade. If price is making lower lows and lower highs, why are you looking for price to go up? Because you see a double bottom? Fuck it, yo. Let's take this double bottom right now. Fuck it. Let's see what happens. That's what you guys are trading. Right? Same thing here. Fuck it. Double bottom, break and retest. We're gonna fucking continue this uptrend push straight to stop loss. Straight to stop loss. Right? Oh, but a double bottom here and it worked. Yes, because what is price doing? It's trending to the top side. You see a double bottom here. Of course it's going to work. We're trending to the top side. But what happens when price reaches a higher high? If you don't know that this is a higher high on the chart and you take another double bottom, what do you think is going to happen? So would you rather take a double bottom at a higher low, right? Higher high, higher low, boom. Higher high, higher low, boom. Higher high. What's the difference between this double bottom and these double bottoms? This is very simple. This is what your back testing should look like. Let's say you won on Monday and on Tuesday and you lost on Wednesday. You guys are just going to do what all these other internet gurus tell you, right? FX Alex G is the notorious one. Oh, set and forget. Close your charts after you lose. No, dude, fucking use your brain a little bit. If you got a fucking math question incorrect in school, is your teacher telling you, oh, fuck it, just turn in your paper and we'll do it again tomorrow? We'll take another test tomorrow. It's okay. No, your fucking teacher is gonna go and they're going to explain the reason why you fucking don't know the answer. It's the same reason in trading. If you lost a trade, go back and fucking backtest and ask yourself the question, why did I win this trade? Why did I lose this trade? What is the difference? And the difference is that you took a double bottom in the winning trade at a higher low, and you took the losing trade at a fucking higher high. And once you understand the reasons why you're losing a trade, you're gonna go from having a 20% win rate to a 60% win rate, a 70% win rate, a 80% win rate. Once you understand the reasons why you took a loss. But if you continue to lose and you get frustrated and you close your charts and then you say, fuck it, my mentor told me set and forget, you're gonna fucking lose every trade, bro. Like, use your fucking brain. We all have one. It's very simple. It's very fucking simple. If you touch the stove and the fucking stove is hot, you're gonna burn your hand. Are you going to continue to touch the stove when it's hot? No, you're gonna learn your lesson. It's the same way in trading. If you lose a fucking trade, go back and understand why you lost that trade. It's very simple. It's very simple. Trading is not gambling. You're only gambling if you don't know why you lost the trade. And if that's what you want to do, then yo, by all means, go and gamble. I don't care. The good thing is that I don't lose money and I don't make money based on what you do on your charts. Fortunately for me, I've taken enough losses in my life of trading to understand why I won some trades and why I lost some trades. Which is why you go into my fucking trading journal for 2025. Muhammad, how many losses do I have for the year? And I know you know because you've been in the stream every fucking day and you have my trading journal. How many losses have I taken this year, Muhammad? If you're still in the chat, let me know. Put it in the chat. Adrian too, if you know the answer. How many fucking trades have I lost this year? One fucking loss. And when I took that loss, did we turn the stream off and say, fuck it, we're coming back? Or did we talk about why I lost that trade? And it was a bullshit loss. It shouldn't have even been a loss. But it was a human error. We're humans. We're gonna make mistakes. That's part of trading. But there's a difference between taking a fucking unnecessary loss just based on because you made an error compared to losing a trade and losing that same exact trade every single time is on the setup. There's a huge difference. Because again, at the end of the day, we're all human. We're gonna make mistakes. We're going to. That's just part of it. We're not robots. We're not Autobots roll out. We're not the fucking Transformers. We're human. We're going to make mistakes. It happens. But understand that after you make that fucking mistake, do not repeat the same mistake over and over and over again. This year, you lost 50,000 Propfirm accounts and you continue to buy Propfirm accounts instead of saying, hey, let me take a step back and learn why I'm losing these trades. That's what trading is. Trading is not gambling. You're not going to the casino and saying, fuck it, let's see if I win today. No. As soon as you open up your charts, you should know whether or not you have to get into a trade or if you have to stay away from the trade. That's it. I think one on EURCAD, it was GCAD. Very close. Yeah, it was GCAD in the beginning of the year. So, again, trading could either be the most simplest thing you do in your life or it could be the hardest thing. But that all depends on how you treat trading. If you treat trading like a hobby, and if you treat trading like you're going to the casino, it's going to be a very difficult job. Trading is going to be very fucking difficult. But if you start to understand that there are strategies in the market and there are things that you need to learn before you even trade live capital, trading is going to be very simple for you. Very simple. Is it going to take time? Yes. For some people, it might take 6 months. For some other people, it might take a year. It might take 2 years. It doesn't matter. You guys go to school from the time you're fucking 3 years old all the way until you're 26, 27, 28, depending on what you're going to school for. You're in school for fucking more than a quarter of your life to go get a fucking degree and go get paid pennies by the dollar. And you guys feel some type of way about learning a strategy or learning trading that's going to change not only your life but everybody's life around you because it takes too long to trade. He told me it's gonna take me a year. It's too long. Okay, so let's do the math. We've already been in 2025 for a whole year, right? What differences have you made in your life from January 2025 until November 2025? Or are you guys still living that same rat race that you started 10 years ago? Please. You guys don't have to answer that question in the chat. I'm just giving you an example. Right? All the people, and I have a handful of fucking people who joined the Discord and yo, I want to trade, I want to change my life. What have you done this year to change your life? You haven't done shit. You still wake up, go to work, come home, wake up, go to work, come home, watch Netflix, fucking go drink, go smoke. You're fucking up your life not doing shit. You're not advancing your life. So what's the difference? There is no difference. So there is no difference. So I want to learn turtle soup. Yeah, that's alright, bro. Let's keep going. Yeah, this is what I'm saying, bro. Like, not clowning turtle soup. I never learned that strategy though. But I again, every strategy in the market works. Every strategy in the market works. Every entry strategy works in the market. It's just about how you use it, and it all boils down to market structure. If you don't know market structure, it's going to be very difficult to learn how to trade. Market structure is the first thing you have to learn. Right? That's another thing. If you go and you ask people, and this is another question. Well, it's only you two in here right now, but I'll ask it anyway for the people who watch the recording. Right? Everybody always talks about entry rules. What about exit rules? Oh, I place a trade and I'm just gonna put a 1 to 4. Okay. How do you know price is gonna go to the 1 to 4? Because you feel it. You feel it. Like the 1 to 4. Oh, but I've taken a lot of 1 to 4s. So I know that this is going to go to my 1 to 4 trade. Right? How many fucking... like, what's your exit strategy? That's another thing that nobody teaches. Nobody teaches exit strategies because nobody knows when to exit a fucking chart. Nobody does. Because nobody understands that this is all numbers. The market is literally telling you how much price is going to move on a day-to-day basis. Go on YouTube. Who the fuck is teaching ADR? Who the fuck is teaching STP? Nobody. Because you know who came up with STP? Mr. E. So, yo, again, like, yo, the fact that we do this shit for free is fucking insane, yo. And motherfuckers want to go and go learn from TJR and go learn from fucking Don Vo and go learn from all these other clowns who literally show you every single day that they don't know how to fucking trade. These guys are fucking they're trading gold on $1 million account, catching 2 pips and talking about on the 1 minute time frame, talking about, yo, great fucking trade, guys. It's like, all right, bro, like, E would tell me, yo, stop clowning on these guys. That's how they trade. I don't care, bro. That shit's bullshit. Like, I'm way too aware in this life to be able to let shit like that slide, yo. Way too fucking aware. And again, I always say there's only one other person in this space that I respect and that I fuck with heavily, and that's Linz. She's on YouTube every single day. She trades every single day on stream. She does breakdowns as well, very similar to what we do. Yeah, her entries and everything are completely different. It's a completely different rule. She trades completely different, but she shows you what it is that she does. And I can respect that. Now, whether or not I agree 100% with her rules, no. But that's not the point. I'm not going to agree with everybody's trading rules because, again, some of the flaws, I see them. But the trades that she takes is following her rules every single time that she takes the trade. Now, there's one missing piece. There's, you know, same thing I always say about, that we've always said about Q. Even E has said this shit before. And he's the one who put that into perspective with me. If Q were to learn a little bit of market structure, he would, and he trades, again, no hate on Q. Q's one of the only other traders that I would say knows how to trade. That's it. If they were to learn market structure, if they were to learn the market maker's pattern, yo, Q would never take losses either. And that's a fact. That's a fucking fact. So, yo, that's really all that there is to it, bro. Like, you know, these guys want to trade gold on the 1 minute time frame with $1 million account, catching 2 pips, talking about, we just made 0.5% today, guys. Good job. Like, yeah, for you that has $1 million account, that's really good. But number one, the people who are watching you do not have $1 million account. They don't even have $1,000. If they're not trading Propfirms, that one trade that you guys lost blew their fucking account. How many people are trading gold over leveraging their account, trying to do one home run hit? Cool. Like, I'm not here to hit one home run. I'm here to hit every single home run. Every time I'm stepping up to the plate, I'm hitting up a fucking home run. That's just how it is. And I played baseball, and I would know. Every time I'm coming up to the fucking bat, it's a fucking RBI, or it's a fucking home run, or it's a double play. Right? A double, whatever the fuck. Right? If I got a teammate on base, best believe if I'm up to bat and I have a teammate on base, I'm fucking making him go to home. That's a fact. Every single time. The videos are there. So again, like, trading is very fucking simple. It's very simple. It's very fucking simple. There's nothing more to it, bro. There's really not. So we had a lot of gems there. I'm gonna start speeding it up. It's already been 2 fucking hours again, guys. I'm so sorry. Speed it up. Yeah, Muhammad, my bad, bro. So AUDCAD, we're in A1. We're in the first zone of consolidation on a downtrend. We had the first push. We have the first zone of consolidation where we can see price rejecting the highs, rejecting the lows. Right. The last thing it did was reject the lows and came back to the top side. Right. So again, now we're at a point of interest where price gave us another high, and what did price start doing? Just start moving sideways. Damn, this candle is very close. We're gonna have to update the daily time frame tomorrow during the isolation session. We'll do that tomorrow. So the daily time frame for the ones that are super close, we're just gonna update that tomorrow. On the 4-hour time frame, we ended up on a no net. We don't have any continuations for this one. On the 30-minute time frame, we're still trading in a higher high, higher low. We still have these gaps at the bottom of the market. Price gave us a change of character to the top side. So again, the trend still hasn't shifted. On Thursday, price gave us... Alright, let me go ahead and delete some of these drawings here. Right? Price gave us a no net on Thursday, and then Friday, price gave us a no net too. So we have 2 days where price has just been moving sideways. Right? So right now, just gonna keep it simple. Now, could we, go down into the 5-minute time frame, 1-minute time frame, start looking for structure there? We could. We have higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then price gave us lower high, lower low. So we're still trading between this lower high here and this lower low, and this is where price has just been pretty much moving sideways. So AUDCAD will be patient with this one. Ultimately, I would like to see price start trending below the 800 to then start catching these trades back down to the bottom. Easiest trade would be obviously if we had the 30-minute. If the 30-minute zones were a little bit closer, and then on the 30-minute we could have a change and a break. Even here we have a little extended shoulder head shoulder. So it would make it a lot easier if we had, the 30-minute structure giving us higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, and then if price gives us a break below these lows, we know that we could start taking these trades back down to the bottom. But that's not what we have here. Right now we are still trading between these higher lows and these higher highs over here. So the problem with this chart and taking trades going short, once again, is that if price is trading higher low, higher high, could this be a pullback into a higher low to then continue into the higher high? It could be. Right? So we want to be just a little patient with AUDCAD. Right? Not every single trade is a good trade. And this is one opportunity, or this is one example of a trade where right now is not as crystal clear as I would want it to be. So AUDCAD, we have no continuations on no time frame. Right now we're still on an uptrend on a pair that overall we're in a downtrend. So we'll wait for price to start giving us lower lows and lower highs, and then that's when I'll start looking to take these trades. You turned into E? Yeah, that's what fucking happens, man. I've been saying that. That's funny. I said that to him the other day. I'm like, yo, you understand that I used to fly through these sessions? Like, bro, I'm telling you, when I first started doing the sessions back when we were still on Zoom, I'd be doing these sessions 15, 20 minutes and I'm done. But now I'm fucking here. I'm just like E, bro. I'm spazzing out, talking shit. Fucking a session that should take us no more than an hour. I'm already 2 hours into it. It's a parasite, bro. I'm fucking telling you. But I guess it is in my blood too, since we're related. I kind of, it's just in my DNA to do this. It's very unfortunate, I'm not gonna lie. It's very fucking unfortunate. But it's really not though, because imagine if we were to just do a 15-minute stream, I wouldn't have said everything that I just said. And there's a whole bunch of gems. Even though I'm spazzing out and I'm fucking talking shit about every trader on the earth, it's giving you guys a lot of gems, yo. That's just facts. Like, at least I'm giving you guys some good information. So I'll take the positives, man. We just gotta look at the positive of things. It's a Sunday. You ain't got shit to do, bro. Don't lie to me. What else would you guys rather be doing at 10 a.m. on a Sunday? And don't say go to church. Don't say that. You're lying right now. You go to church later, bro. You go to church at 5 p.m. No questions about what we just said about EA or about AUDUSD? Let me know. Again, guys, feel free to ask any questions. If not, we are gonna start speeding it up. I'm not gonna do a full breakdown on every single trade. We're gonna start speeding it up here. We should be done in the next 15-20 minutes. With EA, we are in level 3 on an uptrend. We're expecting price to reach our previous peak highs over here. Price gave us a higher high to the top side, and just like I explained earlier, right, there's only two things the market could do. Either give you a clean trend, the same way you see here, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? Or it's going to give you a zone of consolidation where price gave us a higher high and then we just start moving sideways, right? So we know that right now for EA, we have sideways movement where price has been just rejecting these lows and rejecting these highs for the last 4 months, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 months we've been rejecting these highs and rejecting these lows. We know that EA, we're still on an overall uptrend. We know that for EA, we still have this gap at the top of the market. On the 4-hour time frame, we know that we're trading still between this higher high, higher low, higher high, and again, this is where price just started moving sideways. So right now, we don't have really the daily trend to talk about. We don't really have about the 4-hour trend to talk about. On a week-to-week basis, we have 2 weeks of counter drop where price has been going down, but again, we're back at the lows that price has rejected before multiple times, right, and came back up. Rejected the lows, came back up. Rejected the lows, came back up. We're back at these lows again. So could we be expecting price to give us a rejection of these lows to go back up? It could happen, right? This is now where we go down into the 30-minute time frame, right? On the 30-minute time frame, what do we see price doing, right? We had a huge trend. We had higher high, higher low, higher high, and then price came down and gave us a change of character, lower low. So we already know that we could get ready to start looking for trades on EA. Why? Because if price on EA on the 30-minute time frame, if it gives us an inducement of these lows and then starts making higher highs and higher lows, we know we could take these trades back to the top side. If EA gives us a break of these lows, then we know that we just have to sit on our hands because price is going to continue this downtrend push and go a little bit lower, and that's okay, right? So we already know, okay, EA is one pair that we could keep an eye on. EA is one pair that we know that if we get the inducement of these lows, we know we could start taking these trades back to the top side. It's very simple. If it gives us an inducement, we take the trade. If it gives us a break of the lows, then we have to sit on our hands and wait for price to start making higher highs and higher lows, right? We also know if price gives us an inducement of these lows and it gives us higher highs and higher lows and it gives us our entry, we know that for all of next week, possibly even going into next week, what would be my first target to take profit? My initial target to look to take profit is going to be for price to continue the push to the top side to fill this gap. Now, does that mean that I'm going to take a trade down here and I'm going to hold this position all the way to the top side to fill the gap? No. Because that's another thing that we know about the market, which is ADR, is STP, right? The safe take profit, the ADR, the average daily range. I'm not a swing trader. I'm a day trader. I'm going to take my trades down here and I'm going to cash out at STP. Right? Let's say we take this trade tonight, right? Let's say that during Asia session it gives us the inducement and during Asia London it gives us the entry. I'm taking my trade and I'm cashing out when my STP is hit at 90 pips, whatever the case is. Then I'm coming back on the charts Monday night going into Tuesday and I'm looking for another entry and I'm looking for the same thing for my TP to be hit at STP. Let's say Tuesday going into Wednesday, the gap still hasn't been filled and we're still making higher highs and higher lows. I'm looking for another entry Tuesday going into Wednesday to then look for the same thing, STP. I'm just catching the piece of the pie. I know that we have all of this area to capitalize on taking trades. We have all of this area. We have, just putting it in perspective for you guys, we have an area of 258 pips for price to come up and fill this gap. I'm going to capitalize on those 258 pips
piece by piece, day by day. If I take a trade Sunday, Monday, I'm taking my profit as soon as STP is hit. If Monday going into Tuesday we get another trade, I'm getting into the trade and I'm cashing out at STP. Let's say Tuesday going into Wednesday, price goes up and it hits the gap and it fills the gap, perfect. I'm not looking to take another trade until we continue to see more continuations above these highs. Once we see those continuations, that's when I'll start looking to take more trades on Euro AUD to continue the push to the top side. What's good, Kendall? Rise and shine. Right? So I hope that makes sense, guys. Euro AUD is definitely a pair that we want to keep an eye on for this week. It's very simple, guys. Very, very simple. For EURCAD, daily time frame. Once again, this is a pair for me that I'm still keeping an eye on, but we know that we are in previous peak high territory, right? We could argue and say that we're in level 3 on an uptrend. We could argue and say that this is all part of the same trend and we're technically still in level 2 on an uptrend. Cool. We go argue with somebody else, right? My rules are very simple. What happens in level 3? Fannings of the EMAs. What happens in level 3? Bounces off the 50 EMA. Right now, it looks like price is in peak high territory. This is how I'm going to continue to market until otherwise. Now, what do I mean by otherwise? Right now, let's say we say that we're in level 2. And let's say that this is all part of the same trend, higher high, higher low. Cool. We could sit here and argue that we don't have a second zone of consolidation. My confirmation to tell me that this isn't a trap falls real, a TFR zone of consolidation, because that's another thing. There's only two things the market could do in a zone of consolidation. A zone of consolidation is either sideways movement, where you see price just moving sideways, right? Or a zone of consolidation could be trap, false, real. And this is a zone of consolidation. What do we currently see on EURCAD? We have a clean zone of consolidation, right? Where sideways movement is happening. And then we also have a trap to the top side, false move to the bottom, and then the real move to the top side. So again, for me personally right now, I am in peak high territory for EURCAD. I am in level 3 for EURCAD. We have the fannings of the EMAs. We have the bounce off the 50 EMA. I have a lot of confirmation here that tells me personally that I am in level 3 for EURCAD. Now, again, it's very simple. It doesn't matter where we're at. At the end of the day, price is still giving us higher highs and higher lows. If price continues the uptrend push, right? We're at a higher high, it gives us a higher low. If price is at the higher low and it starts making higher highs and higher lows on the internal time frame, then we know we could continue to take these trades back to the top side. However, if price starts making lower lows and lower highs, it gives us a change of character, it gives us a break of structure, it starts that downtrend push, that's when I'll start flipping this around and say that we are starting that downtrend push. Now, again, when it comes to peak high territory, I don't like to take trades. I would rather wait for the first zone of consolidation to be made. I would rather wait for price to break that zone of consolidation. And I'm okay with only looking to take trades when price is in level 2 and in level 3. That's it. I don't mind missing trades in the first push. Because again, the first push could always be the inducement, which is exactly what we're seeing on USDCAD. It's exactly what we've seen in the past with US30, especially during and after COVID. It's exactly what we've seen on a pair like GBPJPY. It's exactly the same thing we're seeing on a pair like gold, where it fakes you out. It makes you believe that this is the highest point. It starts making lower lows and lower highs, and then it turns around again and continues the uptrend push. So for me to start taking trades on EURCAD going short, I am not, at this point, I'm more comfortable taking trades after the first zone of consolidation is made and after price gives us a break of the zone of consolidation. And we'll see that example on USDCAD. It's exactly what's going on right now on USDCAD. USDZAR candlesticks were morphing. The thing is that clean zones of consolidation like V2 behavior. Could V1 be at the bottom? Huh? The thing is that clean zones of consolidation look like V2 behavior. What for this pair or for USDZAR? Don't confuse me here. You were just talking about USDZAR. I haven't even gotten to that pair just yet. Let me know. For EURCAD, the thing is that clean zones and consolidation look like V2 behavior. Could V1... I'm not understanding the question. I'm not going to lie to you. This is V1 down here. V1 is the first zone of consolidation. This is what I have marked up as V2 is over here, the second zone of consolidation. First zone of consolidation is clean sideways movement until we had the break. V2 is a trap falls real. Trap move to the top side, false move to the bottom, real move to the top side. Right? Second zone of consolidation into level 3, we're looking for price to bounce off to 50. Did we get the bounce off to 50? Yeah, you got it here, you got it here. Right? Higher high, higher low, boom. Higher high, higher low, boom. Higher high, higher low, boom. Higher high. Off to 50. In level 3 and peak high territory, we're looking for what? The EMAs to start fanning. The fannings of the EMAs. Right? Level 2, what do we want to see? Level 2, we want to see the 50 cross above the 200. Did we get that? Yes, we got that here. Start of level 2. Level 3, we want to see what? The 200 EMA cross above the 800. Did we get that? Yes, we got that here. Level 3. Right? After level 3, what do we want to see? Peak high territory, the fannings of the EMAs. Right? So we got everything. Like, we got everything on this chart on the daily time frame that tells us that we were seeing price in level 3. I was mixing up level 2 rise with V2. Yeah. No. Level 2, you want to see price bounce off the 200, which in this case, price was still kind of consolidating, right? But we ended up getting the bounces when the trend actually started, which was here, right? On the daily time frame, is either going to bounce on, remember that, it's either going to bounce on or around the 200, right? And you got it here, right? This is level 1, first zone of consolidation. First zone of consolidation into level 2, what do we want to see? We want to see price bounce off the 200. You got the bounce of the 200 here. Right here, it just induced it. You're at the bottom of the zone of consolidation. All good. Once we started the trend, right, we had boom, higher high, boom, on or around the 200 EMA. 200 EMA. 200 EMA. Right? Gave you a higher high. This push to the top side. Price came down, gave you an inducement of the low. Cool, no problem. We still didn't have a clean break of the top of the zone of consolidation. We bounced off the 800. Price started coming back up, right? On or around the 200 EMA in these areas. Until what? Until price gave us the break. Right? And now we're in V2. Into level 3, what do we want to see? We want to see price bounce off the 50 EMA. You had the bounce here. 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 Right? In level 1, what do you want to see? Level 1, you want to see price bounce off the 50 EMA. Right? When do we get that? Once peak low was created, lower lower high, lower low, boom, we started uptrending. Bounce off the 50. Bounce off the 50. And we continued that uptrend push. Back up to the top side, right? Bounce off the 50. To continue that higher high that gave us the high of the zone of consolidation. Right, so you had the bounce off the 50 in level 1, you had the bounce off the 200 in level 2, you have the bounce off the 50 in level 3. You have the fannings of the EMAs, you have the crosses of the EMAs all happening at the right time. 50 above the 200, 200 above the 800, perfect. If you want to add the 5 and the 5 and the 13, the 5 and the 13 crosses above the 50 in level 1. I don't use the 5 and the 13, but that's another rule. That's another EMA that you could add. I don't add it because it's really not that. 5 and the 13 really doesn't do anything. It follows price. It's literally 5 and the 13 is right on the price. So if you were to turn on the 5 and the 13 EMA, the Mayu and the catch up, shout out Steve Morrow, you would see that this is where price in level 1, this is where the 5 and the 13 crosses above the 50 and stays above it the entire time. Right, so again, as of right now with EURCAD, it seems like EURCAD is in level 3. It seems like EURCAD is in not only previous peak highs, but we created another peak high. So for me with EURCAD, again, is it possible to still trade EURCAD? For sure. You just have to continue to follow the trend and tread carefully. Understanding that we're in peak high, we already know that these entries are very low probability. So again, for me personally, I would rather wait. I would rather trade another pair that looks a lot cleaner than what EURCAD is doing. right? We're still on an uptrend that gave us that third month push to the top side. We finished on a rise drop. Could we expect price to continue and give us a fourth push to the top side? Let's go down to the lower time frame, right? On the lower time frame, what did price start giving us? The 4-hour time frame. We know that we're still trading higher high, higher low, higher high. What happened? Right, on the 4-hour time frame, it gave us a change of character, lower low, right? So now this is an area in the market where we have to be patient, right? It's just a change of character. Could this just be an inducement still for price to give us, you know, to fake traders out, make them believe that this is a lower low and we're going to continue the downtrend? Absolutely. We still don't even have a valid break of these lows just yet. It gave us the change, but it still hasn't given us a valid break below the lows just yet. So right now, could this still be an inducement of the lows to continue that, to then give us the inducement to then start making higher highs and higher lows to go higher? It could happen. Alright, so let's add a few lines here, bro. I'm telling you, Kendall, did we not fucking add these lines last week? Or am I going crazy? I might be going crazy, bro. I don't know. We have 2 weeks of drop. Gonna be patient. Right, I'm not gonna move the 4-hour lines just yet. And on the 30-minute time frame, price gave us higher high, higher low, higher high, then came down and gave us a change of character, lower low. Right? Then price gave us a lower high. Then price came back, gave us a candle below the low, but it did not give us a valid break. So right now we have two different pairs or two different time frames telling us the exact same thing. This could either be the inducement to continue the uptrend, or this is where price is going to give us the break that we're looking for price to then continue those downtrend pushes. Regardless, right now, we just have to be patient. If price on EURCAD starts giving me higher highs and higher lows in these lows on the 5-minute, 1-minute time frame, that's when I'll start looking to take the trade. Price on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, what did it give us? 3 days of drop. After 3 days of drop, the market must do what? Either move sideways or go up. And what did we do? We moved sideways. Perfect. Right, and then on Friday, price gave us a day of drop. Still hasn't given us a valid break of these lows, so I'm not going to update the 30-minute highs and 30-minute lows just yet. But again, we understand that if price gives us a valid break of these lows, then we know that we're just going to continue these downtrend pushes. Right? Same thing on the 4-hour. If price gives us a valid break of these 4-hour lows, then we know that we're going to continue these downtrend pushes. And everything looks okay on the daily time frame. If price gives us the break below, we have the 50 crossing below the 200. We're looking for price to bounce off the 50 EMA. We know that price is going to continue these downtrend pushes. But if price gives us an inducement of these lows, we know we're going to go right back to the top side to make another higher high. We just got to be patient. Again, trading, when you're looking at your charts, you're looking at a chessboard. You're looking at what positions you can make and what positions the market makers can make. The only way you know what the next move is going to be is once the market maker shows you what piece is going to move. Once the market maker moves that piece, then you know what you have to do. But right now, right now we're on a stalemate. He's not doing nothing, you're not doing nothing. You guys are getting nervous. You guys are just looking at each other in the eyes right now. Right? It's the same thing when you're playing card games and you have to lie to the other people. Right? What's your game face? This is what the market makers are doing right now. They're waiting for you to make a move first so then they can hit your stop loss. No, fuck that. Let the market makers make the first move. Let the market makers give you a valid break of these lows. If it gives you a valid break, you know you're going to go down. Let the market makers give you an inducement and then start pushing to the top side, because then you know you're going to go back to the top side. But right now, taking a trade right now, what are we going to trade? Please, like again, I'm going to go outside. I'm going to go grab a chicken. I'm going to place 2 buttons in front of the chicken with seeds on them. And whichever button that chicken presses, the first button he presses, that's what we're going to do on the markets when the markets open. If the chicken presses the sell button, we're going to sell. That's what we're doing right now. You have to be patient. You have to allow the market makers to play their hand first in order for you to then start playing your hand. It's not the other way around. Right? The dealer always goes first. The dealer always has the first card. He always plays the first card. It's the same way in trading. The market makers are going to play their hand first. Once the market makers play their hand, once the market makers tell you exactly what it is that they're going to do, that's when you start attacking the chart. It's not the other way around. It's not, oh, I feel like this is gonna go down. I don't care what you feel, bro. Like, I don't care. You're not. No one on this earth is gonna tell me that they feel something. It feels like it's gonna go down. I don't care, dude. Like, that doesn't make sense. You're trading. We're not reading tarot cards and fucking telling me that I'm a scorpion or whatever the fuck it's called. Like, this is trading. The market makers are gonna play their hand first. Once the market makers play their hand, then you play your hand. You have to wait. Um, they be deleting your shit. I add a month worth each time I have to update. I don't add a month. I mean on the weekly, yeah. I mean I guess because I add more than 4 lines, but I be telling you, bro. Like they're dead ass deleting all my lines sometimes. It's the good thing is that they're only deleting my weekly lines. Like at least it's not my actual markings, but it's still kind of annoying. I have to add that every single time. So we're waiting. Yep, we just have to wait, agent. Have to wait. Right? If it gives us a break below these lows, again, it gave us a change of character. We're waiting for a valid break. If it gives us a valid break, then crystal clear, we know we're going to go and we're going to start that downtrend. If price does exactly what it's doing now, where it gave us an inducement and we start seeing higher highs and higher lows, then we know we're going to continue these uptrend pushes at these lows. So we just have to be patient with EURCAD. And again, I said I will speed up, but there's just too many gems on the charts, man. Like, had a messages earlier today like, yo, I watched the sessions, but like, there's nothing there. Like, what are you talking about? There's nothing there. There's always something there. Yep, either the 30-minute higher high, higher low. At this point, since we have a 30-minute inducement of the lows, I would want to see the 5-minute, 1-minute, right? The internal time frame. If it starts giving us higher highs and higher lows, then we know we could take those trades back to the top side, right? So for Euro USD, we are in level 2 on an uptrend. We had the first push, first zone of consolidation. We had the break of structure of the zone of consolidation up here, higher high, higher low. Then price gave us a higher high. And again, same thing we've been talking about since this morning. There's only two things the market makers could do, either trend or consolidate. After it gave us the higher high, what did price start doing? Start moving sideways. We start consolidating. Cool, no problem, right? We know we're in level 2. We know that we're looking for price to bounce off the 200 EMA. Where's the 200 EMA? Right below these lows over here. We have multiple points of interest. Does price always need to bounce on the 200 EMA? No, it will go lower. We have a gap at the bottom of the market. We have the 800 EMA at the bottom of the market, right? We have these gaps at the bottom of the market. There's a whole bunch of points of interest as to where price could go. However, I'm treating this the exact same way. Once Euro USD gets to my point of interest, my first point of interest, which is going to be the 200 EMA, that's where we're going to have to take a step back, wait to see if price continues to make either lower lows and lower highs like what we're doing now, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? Once price gets down to the 200 EMA, price is going to be lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, boom, lower low on the 200 EMA. If price starts making higher highs and higher lows, perfect. We know we could take these trades back to the top side. If price gets to the 200 EMA, which is also where the 4-hour lows are at, and price continues to make lower lows and lower highs, what do we think price is going to do? It's going to go lower, and it's going to be the exact same thing. Once price reaches a 30-minute gap at these lows, which is also an area where price on the daily time frame, we're trading higher high, higher low, and higher high, right? It's reaching our daily time frame higher low, right? Once price gets to these lows, if it gives us higher highs and higher lows, this is where I'll take the trades to go back to the top side. But if price gets to these lows and we continue to make lower lows and lower highs, we know we're going to go lower. We reach the daily lows, we reach the 800 EMA. If price starts making higher highs and higher lows, we know we could take these trades back to the top side. If price gives us a break below these lows, then we know that price is going to give us a steeper pullback. And we know we're just going to get a steeper pullback, and that's okay. We know we're trading from these lows to these highs. So we have to be patient, right? Again, and this is why understanding different strategies in trading is very important. Because again, If you're a trader just trading fib retracements, and I'll say this again, and you're only looking for price to consolidate or give you a retracement between 23.6 and 38.2, you're going straight to stop loss. If you're looking for a 50% retracement, but price continues to make lower lows and lower highs, and you decide to take the trade because, oh, it hit the golden ratio zone, the 50% retracement, you're going straight to stop loss. Understanding every single point of interest on the chart is very important. My first point of interest is the 200 EMA. Why? Because I'm in level 2. In level 2, I'm looking for price to bounce off the 200 EMA. Perfect. On the 4-hour time frame, I'm looking for price to respect these lows. Why? Because on the 4-hour time frame, we're trading higher high, higher low, higher high. Could price give us a bounce off the 4-hour lows, give us a higher low here to continue? Yes. Why could price go lower? Because on the daily time frame, we're trading between this higher low and these higher highs. So could price give us a steeper pullback? Yes. If it decides to give us a steeper pullback, our point of interest is going to be that 30-minute gap at these lows right above where our daily higher low was set. If price reaches the gap and it starts giving us higher highs and higher lows, and we know we could take those trades back to the top side. If price breaks below these lows, which is also where the daily low is at and where the 800 EMA is at, and again, we know that price respects the 800 EMA. If price respects these lows and respects the 800 EMA and we start making higher highs and higher lows, then we know we could take that trade. But if for some reason price decides it wants to go lower and continues to make lower lows and lower highs, then we just have to be patient. We have to be patient. There's no need to anticipate trade what the market makers are showing you, not what you think is going to happen exactly. Always wait for the price to change a character BOS in one direction at the point of interest, exactly. Right? And there's nothing wrong. I'll kind of reword what you said, right? There's no need to anticipate and then react at the same time, right? But when you have points of interest, you are anticipating where price is going and what price should do. So there's nothing wrong with anticipating where price is going. It's more about how you react when price reaches your point of interest, right? Are you the type of trader that, and again, it's very simple. It's the same thing that we were saying a little bit earlier on the stream before you joined, right? All the traders who trade double bottoms and double tops just to keep it easy, right? When a double bottom is being formed, are you taking that double bottom as soon as it's being formed? Or are you waiting for price to give you the confirmation that that is the double bottom, that that is the break of the neckline, that that is the retest to then continue, right? So it's just taking it step by step. Like, okay, price reaches our first point of interest. Instead of getting into the trade as soon as price reaches the point of interest, right? Because again, we know price is moving from a higher high to a higher low, meaning that price is moving downtrend, is making a downtrend. From higher high to higher low, price is moving down. That's the reason why you see lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Once price reaches my point of interest, I'm not getting into the trade right away. I'm waiting for price to then start making higher highs and higher lows to then start looking to take the trade, right? I'm not getting in on a buy position at a lower low. No. I'm getting into a buy position when price is making a higher low. Because then we know that price is going to go from higher low up into a higher high. Right? Because, yeah, oh, but price goes lower low, lower high. Yes, you're not wrong. But the number one question you ask yourself, number one, how far back is the pullback going to be? Meaning, how high is that lower high going to be set? Number two, we already know price moves in two ways, a zone of consolidation or a trend. If price makes that lower low and then decides to consolidate, what happened? Then what? Then you're trapped in a trade. And you have a very high chance that you're just going to be trapped in that trade for 6 hours and then price is going to go straight to stop loss. Right? So there's nothing wrong with anticipating what price is going to do. It's about how you react once price reaches that point of interest. Are you going to be nervous and you're going to... It's the same way in COD, right? Somebody's running in front of you. It's a 1v2. You see this all the fucking time. You always watch my games. How many times you see me clutch 1v2s where I'll let one guy run in front of me and I have trigger discipline? Because I know that the second guy's going to be right behind them. So instead of firing my gun as soon as I see the first person, I'm going to give it 3 to 4 seconds. So then they're together in the same room when I'm sitting in my little rat corner and then I pop a 2-piece. Instead of firing my gun at the first guy and then having a 50% chance that that second guy is going to trade that kill out. It's the same way in trading. I'm not going to pull the trigger as soon as we get to our point of interest. I'm going to wait, right? I'm not taking a buy position until I don't see higher highs and higher lows. Once I see higher highs and higher lows, that's when I'm going to pull the trigger, and that's when I'm going to enter the trade. You see what I'm saying? It's very similar to how I play Call of Duty. It's very similar. That's why I'm so good at this shit. That's why I'm so good at this shit, man. Not to, not to. I don't want to say that. Not to, toot my own horn. It'd be a little bit more decent on the stream, right? Not to toot my own horn or anything, but that's why I'm so fucking good at what I do. But it's the exact same thing. Especially Volt S&D, man. You get into that A site, I'm sitting in that dark corner. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you to walk in. You better check that corner, bud. So it's the exact same thing. So EURUSD on the daily time frame, we have a month of drop. On the 4-hour time frame, we had a week of drop last week. Going into this week that just finished, we have 2 weeks of drop where again you can see that price is still making lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. We just made these lows. We made another lower low. Right? On the 30-minute time frame, what do we see on the 30-minute time frame? What is price doing? It gave us a change of character, lower low. It gave us a lower high. It gave us a break of structure, lower low down to the bottom. Right? And the valid break happened here. So we're now trading between, let's add this real quick. Right? Again, the break of structure didn't happen here. This isn't lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. No. All of this is part of the same structure. Why? Because we didn't get a clean break of structure until price gave us these lows down here, where price closed below the gap and is not touching the break of structure line. Price gave us a lower low and then just started consolidating. And then what happened? Boom. Took the trade back down to the bottom. So it's the same thing that we were just talking about. If you're a trader who got into the trade, let's say somewhere in these areas, in a zone of consolidation at a lower low, right? Let's say you got in when the market opened or some shit like that, because you thought that price was gonna go, again, if you were trading this, looking at this as lower low, lower high, lower low, you thought that price was gonna at least give you a pullback, a push to the top side, let's say to these highs over here. So you said, fuck it, I'm getting into a trade here going long. I'll have my stop losses somewhere in these areas at these lows, and I'm targeting my TP in these areas here, right? How long were you in this position for? You were in this position from 6:30 in the afternoon, right, up until your stop loss was hit at 8 in the morning. So you held this trade for 14 hours just for price to go back down into stop loss because you don't know how to read market structure. We just talked about this. Before I even opened up this chart, did I or did I not just talk about this? So again, it just goes to show you that, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, bro. I'm just yapping in these sessions, bro. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Right? We had 3 days of drop on EURUSD. We already know. After 3 days of drop, the market must move sideways or give us a push to the top side. And we literally just talked about that shit happening on different charts, and we just seen it happen live on EURUSD. But I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, guys. I'm just here to waste everybody's time, bro. So EURUSD will be patient. Once we start seeing those uptrend moves on EURUSD, that's when I'll start looking to take the trade. He said exactly. Still get shit on, yeah, bro. GA, we are in level 3 on an uptrend. We're already in previous peak highs. We made a new high. Right, we had push 1, first zone of consolidation, push number 2, second zone of consolidation, push number 3 into previous peak highs. Once these peak highs were set, what do we want to start seeing now? We want to start seeing lower lows and lower highs. We want to start seeing indications that we are now in an overall downtrend, to then start saying that we are in the first level on the downtrend push. We have 2 months of drop, which is good. We're still trading higher high and higher low on the daily time frame. That's the only downside to GA. On the 4-hour time frame, we had higher high, higher low, and then all the way to the top side, higher high. Then price gave us a zone of consolidation, which then gave us a lower low change of character on the 4-hour time frame. Price gave us a lower high, and then it gave us a valid break of structure. So right now, GA looks picture perfect. Now, the only thing with GA is what? We still have a gap at the top of the market. Now, in level 1 on a downtrend or in an uptrend, in level 1, where do we want to see price bounce off of? Answer that question in the chat. I'll give you guys 30 seconds. In level 1, where do we want to see price? What EMA do we want to see price bounce from? 20 seconds in the chat. Kendall says the 50. Muhammad says the 50. Adrian, if you're still here, I'll wait for you. No problem. Give you another 10 seconds just in case. 5, 4, 2, 1. Alright, Adrian missed the mark. 50 EMA. Exactly. So now we start putting the pieces together. We're trading at a lower low. We want to see a lower high. Not only do we want to see a lower high, but we want to see price bounce, or we want to see price fill the 30-minute gap. Not only do we want to see price fill the 30-minute gap, but we also want to see price bounce off the 50. Do we think that taking a trade in these lower highs here, do we think this is low probability or high probability? On top of everything else, we had a zone of consolidation. We had the break of the zone of consolidation. Boom, lower low. Is this not the retest of the break of structure? So just on the daily time frame, we have 3 different confirmations that could make this entry at the lower high going down into the lower low. We have 3 different confirmations telling us that this is a high probability trade to take once price gives us these retests. Very high possibility of a trade. On the 30-minute time frame, or I'm sorry, on the 4-hour time frame, we had the change of character. We had the break of structure. That's 4 different confirmations. On the 4-hour time frame, the lower high, what do we have on the lower high? We have the 800 EMA. Price respects the 800 EMA. That's 5 different confirmations. Stay with me. That's 5 different confirmations telling us that that's a high probability area to take the trade. Right? So 5 different confirmations. On the 30-minute time frame, you had the change of character lower low. That's all we had. Right? We had higher high, higher low, higher high. Then price gave us a lower low change of character all the way to the bottom side. So on the 30-minute time frame, we still don't have a solid confirmation on the 30-minute time frame. All we have on the 30-minute time frame is that gap at the top of the market. Now, of course, could price give us, for some reason, could price come back down, let's say, and give us another lower low, right? Could price do something like this? Let's mark this up real quick. I'm going to use this red candle here so we can have a little bit of an area space here down here. Right, so we're trading between these lows here. Right, on the 30-minute time frame, could price give us lower low, lower high, and give us another like lower low, and then start making higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, boom, higher high up into these highs here. On the 30-minute time frame, if price decides to do something like this, and we fill the 30-minute gap, on the 30-minute time frame, if price decides to give us higher high, higher low, and then it gives us a change of character, it gives us a break of structure, we know that we could start taking these trades here to continue these downtrend pushes down to the bottom. So that would be 6 different confirmations on 3 different time frames to start looking to take these trades from the lower high going into the lower low. Now let's go to the 4-hour so you guys can see how this looks on the 4-hour. From lower low into a lower high, once we get to the lower high, if price on the 30-minute time frame does something like this, that'll be 5 or 6 different confirmations that we have. Agent says yep to 50. Perfect. You guys see what I'm saying? So again, there's nothing wrong with anticipating moves. There's nothing wrong with doing what I just did on the chart. It's understanding, like, again, this is a chessboard. Right? Just think of it. I know I could give Kendall the example because we went crazy on chess for like 2 months. And I got back into chess last night, so that's why I'm giving a lot of chess analogies. It's the same way. You have a bishop, right? You have the bishop, which the bishop is the one that goes vertical, or side to side, whatever. I don't know what that's called. Right? Vertical? Yeah, vertical. No, vertical is straight up. It goes diagonal, right? The bishop goes diagonal. If you see that your bishop, you can move your bishop to a square where it attacks the queen diagonally. Diagonally. I sound like Harry Potter. Are you or are you not going to move your bishop to that spot? Now, before you move that bishop, you need to make sure that your opponent doesn't have a knight around your bishop who could bounce on it. Pause. You need a, or not a, is it a bishop? No, the bishop is the regular piece. My bad. Whoa, what's the other one? The one that moves diagonal. I don't know the name of the pieces yet. I'm sorry, guys. It's not the bishop though, right? Bishop is a regular piece. Whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? You have to make sure that there's no knight that could eat that piece that goes diagonal. You need to make sure that the king, right? You need to make sure that that one isn't in close proximity. You have to wait for a piece to move. Now, if your opponent makes the wrong move and doesn't block their queen, then that means you can move your bishop. Or the other piece that moves diagonal. Again, I don't know the name. I forgot already. So it's the same thing we're doing on the chart. Right now, I'm allowing the market makers to make a fucking move. Because if the market makers, and I'm gonna keep this drawn on the chart, just so I could give a big fuck you to everybody. If the market makers make this move that I just seen on the chart, that I just drew on the chart, I'm already onto that motherfucker. I'm onto him. That fucking market maker is gonna bleed. I'm gonna win. Is the bishop? Okay, cool. Oh yeah, you're right. The pawn is a small one. You're right. I was right. Okay. Yeah. The pawn is the smaller pieces. Right? So it's the same thing. Right now, the market makers are just moving pawn pieces. I don't care about the pawn pieces. I care about your big ones. I want to get your bishop. I want to get your knight. I want to make sure that I could capture your fucking queen. Right? It's the same thing. The exact same thing. Right now, the market makers are just moving the pawn pieces. I don't care about the pawn pieces. I'm trying to block. I use my pawn pieces to block. And right now, I'm blocking. But best believe that I'm looking at my chart. I'm marking up my chart that allows me to know what the next move is going to be. That's it. It's that simple. It's that simple. Now, the question is, okay, well, what if the market maker doesn't give you this 30-minute low? That's okay. We could still go down to the 5-minute time frame. Once price, let's say on the 30-minute time frame, it doesn't give us this move, right? We could go down into the 5-minute time frame. Because again, we still know that we're trading at a lower high, right? So if we know that we're trading on a 4-hour lower high, we know that we're trading on a 30-minute high, lower high is just a change of character lower high. Once it reaches this lower high, and on the 5-minute time frame or the 1-minute time frame, it starts giving me the change of character break of structure back down to the bottom, we could take those trades. We could take those trades back down to the bottom. So I'm looking for the exact same thing. It'll just be on a lower time frame. That's okay. If the market makers want to make it a little bit more difficult for me to go down into the lower time frame, it's okay. The lower time frame, everybody's going to tell you the same thing online. The lower time frame, 1 minute, 5 minutes, is just full of traps. Yeah, they are. 100%. Especially if you don't know how to read market structure. But you're looking at the same thing. On the 30-minute change of character break of structure, 4-hour change of character break of structure, daily time frame change of character break of structure, 1 minute, 5 minute change of character break of structure. It's all the same thing. I'm looking for the same exact thing. So if we need to be on the 5-minute time frame, 1-minute time frame to look for those entries, if price doesn't give us a 30-minute move, then cool. I'll wait for that to happen on the 30 minutes on the internal time frame. Right? We had 2 days of drop. On the 3rd day, it gave us a no net, no problem. On the 4th day, which was Friday, it gave us another no net, no problem. 2 days where price is moving sideways. Again, we're at a lower low. Price could only do 2 things. It's either going to trend and give you lower low, lower high, lower low, or it's going to consolidate. At a lower low, price could just consolidate. At a higher high, price could just consolidate. At a higher low, price could just consolidate. At a lower high, price could just consolidate. And that's exactly what price is doing right now. So again, right now the market makers are just moving their pawn pieces. They're trapping you. They're making you believe that this is a double bottom and you should continue to look for these trades back to the top side. Again, let's count. Do the same thing we did in the beginning of the stream. How many double bottoms did the market maker print? It gave you this big double bottom. Inside of this big double bottom, it gave you this small double bottom. Right after that, it gave you a double top. Right after that, it gave you a double bottom. Right after that, it gave you a double top. Right after that, at the market open, it gave you a smaller double bottom. How many double bottoms were printed? How many double tops were printed? How many of them won and how many of them went straight to stop loss? Right? If you took the double top, straight to stop loss. If you took this double bottom and you thought you were going to get a break and a retest, straight to stop loss. If you took this double bottom here, depends on what you took to trade. You either went back into break even or you cashed out. If you took this double top here, you went straight to stop loss. Right? Price came right back up, hit your stop loss. Right? If you took these double bottoms here at the lower low, okay, cool, you won these. So you won 2 trades and you lost 1, 2, 3. You have a 50%, 40% win rate. Good job. Again, everything that I've been saying this entire stream, there's a lot of gems. Yes, I've been raging and fucking spazzing now and talking shit about every trader on earth right now, but everything I've said, you've seen it. We're seeing it happen right in front of us on every single fucking pair. Trading is very simple. You just have to know the rules to the game. If you don't know the rules, you're gonna lose. And if you don't know the rules, again, you could still have a 40% win rate. You could still be profitable. Props to you if you have the heart to be able to take that. I don't. My bad, Adrian. You said level 2, 200 EMA, level 3, 50. Am I right? Yep. Level 1 and level 3 is a 50 EMA. Level 2 is a 200 EMA. For GCAD, on the daily time frame, we are in level 3 on an uptrend. Again, previously, we know that this is our previous peak highs at these highs over here. So we know that we're at least expecting price to reach our previous peak highs at these highs all the way at the top. We have push number 1, first zone of consolidation, push number 2, second zone of consolidation, into push number 3. Again, price is going to do 2 things, either consolidate or trend. And at this point, why is price still trending here? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. What is price doing right now? It's still reaching our higher low. We had 2 months of rise. This month being the 3rd month, price gave us a rise and it ended on a drop. Could we expect the month of November to give us a fourth push to the top side? It could happen, right? Yes, it's a very steep pullback, very, very steep pullback, but we go into the daily time frame, right? We know that we're trading higher high, higher low, and higher high on the daily time frame. Why? Because price never gave us a break until where? Until price gave us these highs over here. Perfect. On the 4-hour time frame, what is price doing? Right? On the 4-hour time frame, price gave us higher high. And let's mark this up. Right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So what is price doing now on the 4-hour time frame? It's giving us a push to the bottom, is giving us the higher low. Perfect. Right? When price is moving from a higher high to a higher low, what is price doing? Is moving down. So we zoom in. We zoom in. We go down into the 30-minute time frame. We know we have 2 weeks of drop. Perfect. No problem. What do we see on the 30-minute time frame? Again, price moving from a higher high into a higher low is downtrend movement. What do we see on the 30-minute? We have very huge zones with GCAD on the 30-minute time frame. Right? Price gave us higher high, higher low, then just consolidated for a little bit, gave us a higher high, and then it came down and gave us a lower low change of character. Cool. We had 2 days of drop, counter drop. On the 3rd day, what did price do, which was Thursday? It gave us a no net, just moved sideways. On Friday, what did price do? It was moving sideways, but we ended up giving a day a rise. No problem. Right? Right now, we know that we're trading between these lows and these highs at the top side. Could price give us a steeper pullback? Absolutely, and very similar to the last pair that we just did with GA. If we need to go down to the lower time frame, which you could see that I already started doing that last week, if we see a change of character, if we see a break of structure, we know we could start looking for those trades. However, the fact that we're still trading on the 30-minute lower low and lower high, this is still a very high risk trade to take. Very high risk. Right? And this is where you need to start looking at every single confirmation. We want to see price bounce off the 50. We want to see price trending above the 50 EMA. Have we done that previous to that change of character and break that we saw on the 5-minute? No. We're still below the 50. We still haven't started an uptrend push above the 50. So we are still on this downtrend move. Outside of that, When you look at Thursday going into Friday, let's say you got trapped into this trade on Thursday. Okay, you got into the trade early, no problem. But once you saw Thursday print and you saw Friday from Asia going into the NYC, what is price doing? We're in a zone of consolidation. Are you going to take a trade in a zone of consolidation? Again, same exact example we gave earlier on the stream. What was it for AUDCAD or AUDUSD is one of the first pairs that we did. We're in a zone of consolidation. I'm not going to look to take a trade in a zone of consolidation. I'm not. We already know we're in a zone of consolidation, and I'll say it again. A zone of consolidation is an area in the market where the market makers are trapping traders, inducing traders to get into a trade to hunt for stop losses. That is why you see this behavior. You're trapping all the traders pre-NYC, giving them double bottoms and giving them fast movement candles to the top side. And then it goes down and hits your stop loss. It gives you fast movement candles to the bottom to make you believe that price is going to continue these downtrend pushes into the NYC session. And then what happens? Goes right back to the top side and just continues to hit your stop loss. You're trapped into these trades. That is what a zone of consolidation is. That's why you have to be very cautious. You have to be very cautious taking trades in these areas. This is why you always hear me say, wait for the change, wait for the break, especially on the 30-minute time frame. Without the change, without the break, you're getting into a bullshit trade. You're getting into a low probability trade. And again, guys, we're almost done here. I am going to start speeding up. Pretty much the last pair on the list that really I'll be looking to trade is NZD/USD. For now, I haven't updated my chart, so maybe, US30 or gold or something could give us something. Oh, man. Take some time to stretch. It's been fucking 3 hours, bro. I fucking feel like man. This is criminal. I'm sorry, guys. I really didn't want to do this such a long session, but I haven't been on my chart since Thursday. So I feel like I owe it to you guys to give you guys some gems. Oh, man. Yo, you imagine if we had like 100 people, 1,000 people watching these streams? You know how upset I would make the trading space? All the shit I talk, all these people I call out. You understand how many of these guys would be fucking tweeting at me right now and sending their little minions to talk shit about me? Oh man, I can't wait for that to happen. I can't wait for that day to fucking happen. My FX book link is gonna be fucking posted so quick. Yo, please one-on-one me on chart champs, yo, please. Please one-on-one me on the fucking charts, yo. Please, dude. I can fucking beg. Albert, welcome, my brother. We're talking a lot about you today too, man. So it's been a long session. I'm not gonna lie, the first hour of the session, I didn't do nothing. I had to go to the bathroom. That was on me. So if you decide to watch the recording, and this goes for everybody, if anybody decides to watch the recording, just skip after an hour. But you guys will see it. You guys will see that it was on the be right back screen or something, or starting soon. But we did a lot of talking today. And it was good talks. It wasn't even bullshit. It was me ranting and venting and talking shit about other traders and how they trade and what they do and how they scam people. You guys imagine that? A couple months down the line, we just have everybody on social media fucking talking mad shit. And I talk shit about these guys almost every day on the stream, I'm not gonna lie. And again, there's no disrespect. Like, again, as people, they seem dope. But as traders, bro, you can't talk to me about trading, yo. I could see right through you. What happened? Fill me in, bro. I don't think I could fill you in. Just to fill you in is gonna take another hour. I'll fill you in on the good parts. Like when I brought your name up, I was just speaking about everybody who's on the streams every day and actually taking it serious. I said it was you, Adrian, Kendall, Muhammad. Am I missing somebody? I don't think so. So I was just saying, like, I was pretty much saying, like, I don't want to start in 2026. There's a high chance that I'm not going to be doing the sessions every single day. The live trading sessions, I'll do them, but like the isolation session, there's a high chance that I might not do those every single day. There's a lot, bro. It's a lot. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot that we talked about. but it was also a lot of information on the charts. Like the fact that we're only on GJ and we've been on the charts now for an hour. Again, it's been 3 hours. So the first hour and 45 minutes was us just talking, or me and the bathroom. Then the last hour we've been going through the charts has been a lot of good information. So hopefully you guys picked up some gems from me today, and then you could go to E and tell him in the chat like, hey man, you did a good job picking him as a teacher, as a mentor. I would appreciate that. Rub it in his face that I'm better. Fuck him. Oh man. All right, so let's get this finished, guys. We're almost done. These last pairs, we'll do them quick. That sums it up. It was a lot. It was a lot. I'm not gonna lie. All right, but again, we're gonna start speeding it up. Again, there's nothing different. All of these pairs are traded and treated the exact same way. So pretty much like what I was saying earlier with GJ, right? The reason I wait until after the first zone of consolidation is because if you were thinking that this is peak high and you thought that this was the first zone of consolidation above the 800, you had the 50 below the 200, you thought this was the first zone of consolidation going short, you got faked out. Price came back to the top side, right? So that's why you always will see me start looking for the shift of the trend after price breaks the first zones of consolidation into the direction of the market. In this case, it gave us a zone of consolidation and continued the uptrend push, which is okay. That's what we were anticipating anyway, because we were still trading higher highs and higher lows, right? For this month, price gave us previously 3 months where price was moving sideways, and then we finally got a push to the top side, right? We know that we also got a higher high on the 4-hour time frame. We know that on the push into the higher high, price gave us a gap in the market at the bottom, which again, price doesn't always have to fill the gap right away. It could take a few days, it could take a few weeks, it could take a few months, it could take a year, 2 years, but we know that a gap in the market is just a little indication that allows us to know that eventually price will have to come down and fill that gap. When the time is ready for price to fill that gap, that's when we'll start looking to take those trades to continue to look for entries going back down to the bottom. On the 30-minute time frame, it gave us a change of character lower low, and that's all we have, right? Price didn't give us a valid break, so right now we're not in a comfortable position to look for those downtrend continuations to fill that gap at the bottom of the market. We had a day of rise on Thursday, then Friday price gave us a day of drop. So right now, nothing really that catches my attention with GJ. With GU on the daily time frame, very similar to EU, right? We are in level 2 on an uptrend. Price gave us the break, it gave us a higher high, then price started moving sideways, right? Our first point of interest as to where price was going to give us the pullback to give us the higher low into the higher high was the 200 EMA, and we could see that price broke below it. That's okay, right? Just because price was on the 200 EMA does not mean that we're going to get into the trade as soon as price is on the 200. We want to start seeing higher highs and higher lows. Did we get higher highs and higher lows? No. Price decided to continue that downtrend push, and it continued to make lower lows and lower highs. So now we have to wait for price to reach our next point of interest, which on the daily time frame is going to be the 800 EMA. Right? And we know that on the daily time frame, if we break below the 200, we have the daily engulfing candle at these lows. So we have a lot of points of interest. We have so many points of interest as to where price could go to then continue that uptrend push. Just add a few lines here. Right, we had a week of drop, then we had 2 weeks of drop last week. Counter on the 4-hour time frame. Price gave us a change of character, lower low, lower high. Did it give us a valid break of these lows? It did not give us a valid break just yet. It's still testing these lows. Still don't have a valid break. So gonna be patient with GU. If it gives us the inducement of these lows and we start seeing the internal time frame, which will be the 30-minute, 5-minute, 1-minute time frame, and we start seeing that price is giving us higher highs and higher lows, then we know we can start looking to take those trades. Right now we're still making lower low, lower high, lower low. Right, and then on Friday, STP was hit already, ADR was hit, so I didn't take the trade, but at the lower low it gave us a 15-minute engulfing candle retest, You know, we could have capitalized on a trade like this, but I like following my rules to the T. You know, there's a 12 pip stop loss. We could have capitalized 12 pip stop with a 30 pip or so TP. But again, this was already after the fact. STP was already hit for the day, so no trades were taken, but pretty clean trade anyway. We made the lower low. At the lower low, price gave us a 15-minute engulfing. On the 1 minute, 5 minute time frame, price gave us a change of character. It gave us the break. It gave us a retest to go back to the top side. So when you're looking at your rules, you got to make sure you're really looking at them. GU will be patient. We'll wait for the price to turn around. NZD USD. Who did I go over this pair with? This was you, Kent? I don't even remember no more. Let me know, Kendo. This was one pair that we were looking at, right? Or that you had told me. I don't know. I forgot. I think this was you though, right? Or was this Nah, it had to be you. I don't even remember, but I really don't. Because I did another one-on-one session, but I don't think it was with NZD USD. All right, so let's break down NZD USD. Oh yeah, you said it was you. Okay. So let's break down NZD USD. Right, NZD USD. We know that we are still in A2. We're still in the second zone of consolidation on a downtrend. We know that we're looking for price to give us a third push into the previous peak lows. You know, I would have loved to have seen price give us a valid break of these lows first, which we never gotten, which is a testing candle. But we know that price here is just rejecting lows, rejecting highs, rejecting lows, rejecting highs. We came back, gave us a rejection of the low, came back to the top side. Then price gave us a zone of consolidation. Once price gave us a zone of consolidation, it gave us the break below. Right, so let's start time frame to time frame. We know we have 2 months of drop, right? November being the third month, could we be expecting a third month low? It could happen. Right, so this is definitely a pair that I want to keep an eye on. All right, this is the third month low. All right, this is the third month low. On the 4-hour time frame, what did we have? We had lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Then price gave us a lower high. Price gave us so we could drop. Perfect. Once price gave us the lower high, go to the 30-minute time frame. On the 30-minute time frame, what happened again? Let's mark this up so we're not all confused. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Once that lower high was set, and how do we know that that lower high was set? What did price give us on the 30-minute time frame? It gave us the change of character, lower low, right? Because we're trading higher high, higher low, boom, higher high. Lower low change of character, lower high. Then it gave us a break of structure, lower low, right? So we made the lower high on the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, once the lower high was set, it took 2 days for the market to give us the change of character and the break of structure. Once it gave us the break, once it gave us the change, and once it gave us the break, what did price give us? It gave us 2 days of drop. Friday was the third day of drop. Price gave us the break of structure, and what was it? Straight red candles down to the bottom, no pullbacks. What do we know about straight red candles, no pullbacks? It's a flag post pattern, a bearish flag post pattern. What do we know about bearish flag post patterns? You'll get a retracement between 23.6 and 38.2. Did we get a 38.2? Did we get a 23.6, 38.2 retracement? Yes. Perfect. Price got into your point of interest. You go down into the 5-minute time frame, 1-minute time frame. We know that we're in level 3. In level 3, what EMA do we want to see price bounce off from? The 50 EMA. Perfect. You got the retracement. Price consolidated, consolidated, consolidated. Right? Until when? Until we had the breaks. Right? We had the break here. Boom. Retested the 50. Break. Boom. Retested the 50. If you missed this trade here, which this trade here was on the 1 minute time frame, it's a little bit more technical. Why? Because on the 1 minute time frame, what else did we have on the 1 minute time frame? We had the 50 cross below the 200. Not only that, when we're looking at the trend, what happened here? When we're looking at what type of pattern this was on the 5 minute, 1 minute time frame, a type 1 pattern, where price consolidates through Asia session, London session, right? Beginning of London, ending of London, you'll get the break above. Zone of consolidation, break, double top, and we start the downtrend push, right? We see that. We had the break above, the trap, and then we had the cross of the 50 of the 200. We had the bounce off the 50, stop loss above the structure up here. STP is TP for the day. So you saw everything on NZD USD. NZD USD, if you were up for this trade, which the entries were from 10 p.m. up until 1 in the morning, if you were up at that time, this was a beautiful trade to take. You had every single rule played out on this chart. Every single rule. And we know that on the 30-minute time frame, we had 3 days of drop. After 3 days of drop, the market must move sideways or go up. We could delete this because that gap has already been filled. We could delete this. I don't need that no more. We're going to keep this drawn here just in case we got to go over that again at any point. And we know we're trading between these lows down here and these highs over here. We had the change of character. We had the break of structure. Right, then we had lower low, lower high, then we had lower low down here. Lower low, lower high, lower low. So perfect. We'll wait it out. After 3 days of drop, the market must move sideways or go up. What is price doing right now? At the end of the session, after the 3rd day low was created, after the move for the day was created, what did price start doing? Can we go over the fib retracement? No. No, because that's not a tool that I want you guys to be using right now. The fib is something that I use if it's something crystal clear on the chart. But it's not something that I'm going to go over right now on the stream with you guys. That's not something you guys got to worry about at this moment. Because outside of the fib, before the fib was placed, you had every other rule on the chart. You had something more simple than anything else, the 372. That's it. So no, I'm not going to go over the fib rules. That's something you guys will learn later on when you already see market structure and you see the most basic stuff. That's something else that's a little bit more technical. And there's no need to talk about that right now. I just wanted to go over that so you guys could see everything. Again, it just stems from everything that we've talked about from the beginning of the session until right now. Where if you know the rules, you can use them to your advantage. US30 daily time frame, we're still trading in peak high territory. We're at a higher high. So this, I'll just keep it updated for right now, but I'm not going to trade it, so I'm not even going to do a breakdown. We'll just keep this updated. But that's pretty much it, guys. Again, these last couple pairs on the list. I'm just going to go through them. If there's something to talk about, then I'll say it. If there's nothing to talk about, then I'm just going to update it just to keep the chart clean. So any questions, let me know. Any other pairs you guys want me to go over before we turn the stream off, let me know. And pretty much after I'm done here, I'll be heading out. So I'm not going to be home until later tonight. We had 2 weeks of rise. 3rd week gave us a rise no net. Since we are in peak high, we're going to mark it as a rise no net. Could price give us a 4th day push or a 4th week push to the top side? It could. On the 4-hour time frame too, we had higher high, higher low, higher high. So now we know that we're trading between these higher lows over here, which I'm going to mark the bottom wick here and the bottom wick here just to have a good space, a good area. And we're trading between this higher high over here. And then on the 30-minute time frame, we had higher high, higher high, change of character, lower low. Right, then price just kept giving us inducements of these lows. So there's nothing to update on the 30-minute just yet. We have another gap in the market here, which was the last candle that printed for the session. This could still be a no net. We'll wait till the market opens to update US30. With USDCAD is another pair that I'm not currently trading, and it's very similar to what we were talking about earlier today about how the market makers are trapping traders in these areas. Right? Could we be in the first zone of consolidation on a downtrend? Is this just a continuation of the trend, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low to continue into higher high? Right now we don't know. So this is the reason why I very rarely trade the first level and the first zone of consolidation. Right? Price gave us technically it gave us a break above the zone of consolidation as well. We have 2 months of rise, so I'm going to be very careful with USDCAD. Very careful taking trades on USDCAD. This is a pair I'm going to be a little hands off for the next couple days, next couple weeks, until we have clean movement to one direction. Once the market makers tells us where price wants to go, that's when I'll start looking to take these trades. But for right now, gonna be patient with USDCAD. We have 2 weeks that price has just been moving sideways. We have no continuations. And then on the 30-minute time frame, price gave us lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then gave us a change of character. Higher high, where at this point, I would really just say we're trading lower low, lower high, lower low, and we're trading between this lower high point here and these lower lows down here. Then we had a day of rise on Thursday, and then Friday price gave us a second day of rise. So be patient with USDCAD. USDZAR, I still have this marked as a second zone of consolidation. We're at the bottom of the zone of consolidation. We have 2 months where price gave us a push to the bottom, counter drop. On the 3rd month, this month, price gave us that 3rd push low, and we're super close to being a no net. So we'll update this tomorrow during the isolation session once we have a little bit more data. On the 4-hour time frame, we're still making lower lows and lower highs. We had a week of rise this past week. And on the 30-minute time frame, price gave us lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, change of character, and we just started moving sideways. And we're still trading between the low and this high. Price on Wednesday gave us a day of rise. On Thursday, it gave us a second day of rise. On Friday, it gave us that 3rd day of rise. Right after 3 days of rise, the market must move sideways or go down. So we'll be patient. USDZAR and USDCAD pretty much are the same. They move very similarly. With gold, daily time frame, we're in peak high territory. We're in the highest point in the market, still on an uptrend. Price gave us higher high, higher low, higher high on the daily time frame. We had 2 months of rise, this month being the 3rd month. Price gave us that 3rd push to the top side. After 3 months of rise, the market must move sideways or go down. On the 4-hour time frame, we're trading between the same 4-hour low and 4-hour high as a daily high and low. Add a few lines here on the weekly output, weekly outlook. We had a week of drop last week. This week, price gave us 2 weeks of drop. Could we be looking for a 3rd week low? Could happen. We're peak high territory though. We know that we have a little shoulder head shoulder. Price didn't give us a valid break of that, so this 3rd week low is very low probability. Very, very low probability. We also know that on the 30-minute, we have a change of character, lower low, lower high, and we have a break of structure, lower low. Now, just because we have a change in a break on the 30, does that mean I'm going to look for a trade? No, because again, daily time frame, what is price still doing? Higher high, higher low. 4-hour time frame, what is price doing? Higher high and higher low. Not only that, on the 4-hour time frame where the shoulder head shoulder is at, do we have a valid break? No. So could we be getting induced on the lower time frame to make us believe that this is where price is going to give us that lower high to then continue into a lower low? It could be the inducement. We had 2 days of rise. On the third day, price gave us a rise and it finished on a drop. Could we be looking for a 4th day push to the top side? Absolutely. Not only that, what other confirmations do we have on the market to make us believe that this is just a lower time frame inducement to make us believe that price is going to go down? We have a gap at the top of the market. If price gives you a change of character in BOS but consolidates and breaks without an engulfing candle, do you take an entry on the retest based on other confluence? Yeah, it depends on what other confluences we have after that. So if price gives us the change in the break, right? If price gives us higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, boom, higher high, then it gives us a change of character, lower high, then it gives us a break of structure, lower low, and price decides to just consolidate, right? You were saying if price doesn't give us an engulfing candle somewhere here, what other confirmations do we have, right? In a zone of consolidation, price is moving super close, right? So if price is consolidating and we have 5-minute or 1-minute structure, right? If on the 5-minute or 1-minute time frame it gives us a at the top of the zone of consolidation, if it gives us a change of character, break of structure, we know that we could take these trades back down to the bottom. If price is bouncing off the 50 EMA and we're in level 1 or level 3, we know we could take that trade. If we're bouncing off the 200 EMA and we're in level 2, we could take the trade off the 200 EMA. If we have a gap in the market, we could take. So it just depends on what's given on the chart at that time. Again, very similar to, I believe, NZD USD, right? It gave us the change and it gave us the break. After it gave us the break, what did price do? It gave us a zone of consolidation, right? At this case, we didn't have an engulfing candle, right? We didn't have any of that. All we had was the 50 EMA. We had the bounce off the 50 EMA. Sorry, I'm on the 15. Right, in this case, to give you the example, NZD USD, right, gave us a zone of consolidation. It didn't give us an engulfing candle. What other confirmations do we have for the entries? Right, we have the 50 EMA. On the 1-minute time frame, we have the 50 EMA. We had the crosses, right, the 50 below the 200. So it just depends on what entry, or it depends on what the market makers are doing at that point, or what entry are they showing us. So it really all depends. What other confluences are showing up on the chart at the time that you're looking to take the trade. 5-minute uptrend, still we just need a valid BOS. That first day of rise is a no net. Yeah, you're right. Good call on that. What day was this? Wednesday? Yeah. Good call, good call. Yeah, so we don't have 3 days of rise. We just gotta be patient with this one then. Damn, I ran out of water, man. I've been talking so much, my fucking throat hurts. It's so dry. I was gonna say some such shit, but let me not. Daily time frame on Bitcoin. Where are we? We're in an uptrend. We're in peak high territory. We have push 1, first zone of consolidation. Push 2, second zone of consolidation. Push number 3 into the top side, where price continued the uptrend push, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, until here, where price gave us a zone of consolidation, right? We had a month of rise last month. This month, price finished on a month of drop, no continuations. Did we get a valid break of these highs on the daily time frame? No. It gave us just the inducement candles, and we're still just consolidating. So I'm still gonna mark the daily highs and lows. I'm gonna keep it the same. We're still trading between higher high, higher low, and these higher highs at the top side. On the 4-hour time frame, right, we have higher high, higher low, higher high, boom, lower low, change of character. Then price came up and gave us a change of character to the top side, higher high, right? And then price gave us a change of character. Again, back down to the lows. That gave us a lower low change of character. So we know that we're trading between this 4-hour high and this 4-hour low. We had a week of rise last week. This week, price gave us a week of drop. So we have no continuations on the 4-hour time frame either. And let me add a few lines here. This is Saturday at 8 p.m., which is 20. Oh no, the time changed. Fuck. Oh, did time go by forward or back? I think back. No, I think forward. Shit, I don't know. I think it's 19. 8-7. Yeah, because 8. Time went back 1 hour. So time changed. I don't know. I don't know how that shit works, bro. I'll let the scientists do that. I think that's what it is, right? The time changed this week, so we're trading at 7 p.m. now. And then on the 30-minute time frame, price lower low, lower high, lower low. Then price gave us a change of character back to the top side over here. That gave us this higher high. Change this to blue. So we know that we are trading between this 30-minute low down here and these 30-minute highs. All right, and then Thursday, price gave us 3 days of drop. After 3 days of drop, the market must move sideways or go up. Friday, price gave us the push to the top side. Then Saturday, price gave us a second push to the top side. Then today, Sunday, price gave us a third push to the top side and trapping traders already. Boom. Third day high was hit. Market makers could do whatever they want, and they fucking just tanked it. So if you didn't cash out and you thought price was going to continue, straight to stop loss. One candle on a Sunday. But the weird thing is we got 2 weeks of drop. Third week low, we lost an hour. Yeah, we lost. No, I think we gained an hour. Alright, guess. I don't know. I don't know, bro. I don't know how that shit works. I think that's all fake anyway. No, it's not. The sun got closer or whatever. No, it got further because we're in winter now. I don't know, bro. I sound stupid when I talk about that shit. That's one thing. I'll tell you that's one thing I never learned in school, bro. That's a fact. Never learned about that shit in school. All we knew was that time is changing. Why? I don't know. It just is, I guess. It feels like it. The time feels like it's gonna change. That's what happened. The same way we feel like we gotta take a trade. It just felt like it wanted to change, so we'll change it. And then last but not least, guys, oil. Again, any questions, let me know. I will be away from my computer today for a few hours. I'll be back again tonight. So if you guys have any questions, let me know here in the chat. Or in the Discord chat. So oil, we know that we are in level 2 on a downtrend. We had push 1 for zone of consolidation. The start of push number 2 that gave us a break of structure of the zone of consolidation where price gave us lower low, lower high. And now we're just looking for another lower low to be made. We had 2 months of drop, this month being the 3rd month. Price gave us that 3rd month low to the bottom. We're very close to being a no net, so I'm not going to update this just yet. If price decides to give us a drop no net, that would be the most ideal thing for price to do for us. Because then we know that for this upcoming month for November, we'll be looking for price to give us another push down to the bottom. On the 4-hour time frame, we had a weaker rise last week. This week, again, very close to a no net. We're going to mark it as a drop for now. If we need to update this tomorrow, we will. And then on the 30-minute time frame, we're looking for the trend to continue. At this point, we had a change of character, lower low, lower high. We had a break of structure, lower low down to the bottom, and then price decided to just give us a zone of consolidation. Again, just trapping traders left and right, which is okay. Price came up, right? Am I going to mark this as lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high? No, all of this is part of the same structure. All of this is just part of the inducement. All of this is part of the same move. This is where price gave us the lower low, and we're trading between this lower low down here and these lower highs. Price then, at the end of the week, on Friday, at the end of the sessions, it gave us a lower high push to the top side. We had 2 days where price was moving sideways, and then on Friday gave us a day of rise. Perfect. This is going to be an interesting pair to keep an eye on. I love trading oil, bro. I just hate how early this fucking pair moves sometimes. And then on the 5-minute, yeah, we don't really have 5-minute structure. 1-minute structure we'll have, which is here, where price gave us higher high, higher low, higher high, change of character, lower low, lower high. We're waiting for a valid break of structure of these lows. Did we get a valid break? No. It didn't give us a valid break. We're still trading between this lower high here and this lower low. So in order for me to start looking to take trades on oil, especially in these areas, I need to see a valid break of these lows down here, right? All of these candles we're testing, none of them closed below the wick. I'll be looking for a valid break of these lows on oil before I take a trade. If price goes above and gives us a break above this high, then we already know that it's not ready yet to be taken. We're not ready yet. So we'll be patient with oil. This is definitely one that we want to keep an eye on for this week as well. So that's pretty much it, guys. Any questions, let me know. We had a really fucking long stream today. A lot of gems, a lot of things were talked about. You know, for those who want to go back, again, the first hour of the stream, that was on me. I turned the stream on and then I had to really go to the bathroom. So we kind of wasted an hour on the stream, me doing that. Just skip ahead, watch the recording. If you have any questions or any of the pairs that you guys missed, just let me know. You could either, you know, leave the questions in the comment section. You could send me a message in the Discord and we'll go over everything, whatever is needed. In the bathroom for an hour. It wasn't like an hour. It was like 15-20 minutes. Whatever, bro. I don't gotta say this every single stream. Yes, I take my time when I take a shit, because I don't just shit and then wipe with toilet paper, bro. You guys are gross. Anybody who does that is fucking disgusting. Like, yo, just think about it. You guys have no shame. Think about it. Let's say you took a shit this morning. This might be TMI. I don't care. Let's say you guys took a shit this morning and for some reason you had a stroke or a heart attack or you broke your something happened where you gotta go to the fucking hospital. They take your clothes off. You got fucking dookie booty. I'm good. I'm good. For you guys who have a girlfriend, yo, let's say you take a shit and all you do is wipe, and she wants to go down on your meat. You're gonna let her do that? No, because you have dookie booty. You're gross. Anytime I take a shit, I'm cleaning my ass with water and soap, bro. You're not catching me lacking, bro. Like, yo, that shit is so gross. Your ass don't start itching? Like, you guys are fucking disgusting. Like, we're humans. We're in 2025. I'm not a caveman. I don't use grass. I don't need a piece of leaf. I don't need to use a fucking toilet paper to wipe my ass. I'm in 2025. You have a bidet. Go grab a fucking cup and go to the sink and clean your ass on the toilet. If you don't got a sink and you don't got a cup, hop in the fucking shower and clean your ass. Like, we're in 2025. Get it to fuck together, bro. You guys are disgusting, and I'm calling all of you guys out. Everybody for my entire life always called me weird for cleaning my ass after I shit. You guys are the weirdos. You guys are fucking gross. You're going to school. You're going to work with shit marks on your ass. I know your underwear fucking stinks. You guys are disgusting. So I don't know how people could just shit for 5 minutes and be ready. I can't. I need to shit. I need to clean my ass, and I'm cleaning that shit good. Soap and water. Not no fucking only, oh, you got fucking baby wipes. That's not the same. It's not the same. Like, okay, yes, you're cleaning it better. Thank you for putting water around your butt. It's not the same. Go grab a soap bar. Go grab whatever fucking soap you use and clean your ass after you shit. Nobody wants to walk behind you. Imagine you're on an escalator and you have somebody behind you. You just took a shit. Everybody is smelling that. You guys are gross. That's the normal thing, bro. At least not here in the fucking States. Fucking everybody here just takes a shit and grabs paper and wipes their ass with fucking dry ass paper. Number 3, I fucking have, again, might be TMI, I don't care. We're all human. We're all fucking grown. I have a hairy ass. I can't just fucking wipe with paper. That shit would break. And then you wipe your ass with just paper and it breaks and now you have your fucking finger in your booty hole. I'm good, bro. You guys are freaks. Like, I'm good. You guys are fucking disgusting. Sounds like you speaking from experience. No, yo, thank God that's one thing that common sense will tell me something. Like, you know what I mean? Common sense tells me that, yo, you gotta be ready for anything. And I'll be ready, yo. Trust me. I get a booty call, I'm ready, bro. Like, imagine you got a girl living with you, bro, and she wants to go down on you. You gotta tell her, no, no, I can't do it. My ass is dirty. Nah, bro. Like, you guys are gross, yo. I don't know. Anybody who don't clean their ass with water, like, we could. I'm still cool with you, I guess, cause that's the normal shit. You guys are cavemen. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna make you feel bad for living like a fucking caveman, but like, you're gross. Like, it is what it is. Understand that I do think of you like that, and it's okay. Like, if you feel some type of way for me calling you a fucking disgusting ass pig, it cool. Like, yo, you're not a dog. Dogs shit and then lick their own ass. I'm good, bro. I'm a human. My ass itches after I shit, and I don't clean well. I'm going to clean my butt correctly. You guys are gross. I'm Tarzan? Yeah. Oh, we know, trust me. It's mostly right away to the shower right after. Yo, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's how it should be. And that's as a little kid, bro, always. There's always been a thing. This isn't something new that I figured out when I was an adult. No. As a little kid, like as fucking as early as I could remember. Like, as soon as I started wiping my own butt and it wasn't changing diapers and I was able to do it on my own, I was hopping in the shower every single time. Or I would grab a cup in the sink, cleaning my ass on the toilet. I'll grab my cup, fill it up with water, and I'm cleaning my ass with soap and water. That's why I never went to the bathroom in school. I don't go into public bathrooms unless it's, again, dire need and I'm traveling. My travel bag in my car, I got fucking baby wipes just in case I eat Taco Bell and I have to go to the bathroom. But like I'm saying, I do that if I need to. I'm not fucking going to no public bathroom to take a dump, bro. You're crazy. There's no way. You guys are gross. Anybody who does that shit is crazy. Baby wipes instead of toilet paper, I agree to that to a certain extent. If I'm in my house, I'm cleaning my ass. I'm not using baby wipes in my house. Like, I'm not just gonna wipe. I'm going into the bathroom and I'm going to clean myself. Now, if I'm out in public, I got baby wipes on deck. Best believe. I got baby wipes in the car and I got baby wipes in my travel bag. 100%. I'm on board with baby wipes. I've always been on board with baby wipes. But it's not the same. It's still not the same. You're still, instead of having 90% dookie booty, you have 20% dookie booty, and 20% is more than what I want when I'm in a public setting. Cause then you start feeling self-conscious. Like, yo, is that me that stinks? Like, yo, come on, bro. Like, we're in 2025, bro. Get it fucking together. Clean your ass. I can't believe this is what we're talking about at the end of the session. Like, alright, bro. Any questions about the charts? Not about the bathroom, bro. I'm not, I don't got kids, yo. I don't gotta teach you guys how to fucking wipe, bro. That's another thing. You imagine having kids and having to clean ass all day? I can't, dude. Shout out to the dads out there and to the moms. I can't do that. That's so gross to me. Still to this day, I think about that shit often. I'm like, bro, I'm about to be 25. And I've yet to change a diaper. And my brother has kids. He has twins. They're 12 years old. Or about to be 12. He has 2 kids. One that's about to be 12, 13, and another one that's 3, 4 years old. I've yet to change a diaper. My sister had a newborn that just turned a year old this year. I'm going so strong. I'm on a win streak. I've yet to change a diaper, bro. With W's in the fucking chat for that. I'm not falling for the traps, bro. I almost did once. It only happened to me once almost. And it was with E's firstborn. She fucking comes downstairs. I was like probably 14, 15 at the time. She was probably like 2 years old, 3 years old, something like that. Yo, she comes downstairs and wakes me up at 6 in the morning talking about, yo, change my fucking diaper. I looked at her with a serious ass face and I said, go upstairs and go wake up your dad. I'm not doing that. Yo, that shit is hilarious, bro. I had to change little bro diaper. Yo, GG's. Not me, man. I'm good off that. I don't do that work, man. That's shout out to all the moms out there, yo. That's not my job. I'm good. That's why I know I'm not ready. That's why I don't give a fuck. Like, yo, I know I'm not ready to have kids. There's no way, bro. There's no way I'm changing your diaper, bro. There's no way I'm wiping your butt. Nah. I'll let you suffer. It's all good. You'll be okay. That should be funny as hell. My mom, my grandma be telling me that, yo, what if we need you when we're older and we can't do it ourselves? Yo, you better get ready for the hose. I'm putting your ass outside with the fucking hose and I'm watering you down. I'm not fucking touching no ass. You're crazy. Fucking better call my brother or my sister. I'm not doing that shit. Hell no. So you guys better not get old. Not with me. Nuh-uh. Yo, just thinking about it. I don't even know why I'm talking about this on stream. Like, I know there's gonna be people watching this. Like, yo, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Nah, I'm good. Like, I'm good. Like, it's just a certain things. I don't know. I'm not gonna say nothing anymore. Agent probably listening to this. Like, yeah, this guy's a fucking clown. Cause I was about to say something about like nurses. It's not called nurse. It's like the nurses that be taking care of like the older people and like, yo, I can't imagine cleaning. Think about it. I don't change relatives' diapers, like family members. Yo, imagine me being a fucking doctor going into a room of old lady and she need, yo, I'll kill myself. Nah, nah. Nah, old lady, you better fucking go call somebody else. I ain't changing you. Hey, I'm not getting close to you. You smell. Yo, and then you fucking got shit all over your fingernails by accident? Nah, dude. I'm fucking good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm so good off of that. That's for you guys. You get used to it once you get to some stage. Yeah, that's what they say, Albert. I'm still waiting for myself to get out of that. But again, at least I'm aware of it. Like, you know, I'm not delusional. I'm not gonna be like, yeah, I want a kid and I can't even take care of him. Nah. I'm not changing no diaper, bro. That shit still gives me the heebie-jeebies. No, no, no. No, thank you. That's not a job for this guy over here. Not yet. Like you said, I know that I'll get to a point where it don't matter. Because at the end of the day, like, it really doesn't matter. You gotta do what you gotta do, bro. Like, it's life. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with it. And I know that. Like, it's not like I'm saying, like, you guys are fucking disgusting for doing it. Nah. Like, that's just one thing for me that I can't do. I can't do that. Not yet. I'm not that mature yet. I still gotta get older, bro. Like, people call me uncle, and I'm like, yo, I'm the furthest from that. I'm the worst uncle, bro. Don't leave me alone with the fucking kid. Oh, and they knew that. Everybody in my family knew that. Do not leave this kid alone with some little kids who can't take care of themselves yet. They knew that. Yo, let the fucking kid tell me he has to take a shit. You better wait. I said that shit once to one of my brother's kids at one point, long time ago. And I gotta go to the bathroom. Yo, your parents are not here. You don't know how to wipe your ass. You better wait and call CPS on me. I don't give a fuck. I told him that shit straight up, and he knew I wasn't joking. Because that's something that they would always joke around, like, yo, you have to clean his butt. I'm not doing it. Don't shit without your parents being here or without an adult being here. You guys better fucking wait. I don't care that you get constipated. I don't care that you're gonna blow up. You fucking are gonna wait. Or you're gonna be sitting on that toilet with Dookie Booty until somebody gets home. Yeah, I have no shame in saying that shit out loud. I don't care. I'm not. Nope. Not for me, man. I'll call Kendall. Like, yo, Kendall, come change this diaper, bro. I'm not doing it. They knew, bro. I'm not babysitting nobody. Is that like bad to say? I feel like that's an asshole thing to say out loud. Like, now people are gonna be like, yo, this guy is a fucking dickhead. Like, yeah, it is what it is. It's facts. I'm okay with it. Alright, team. No questions in the chat. Let me know. Yo, Kendall, hop in the Discord real quick. I got something to tell you. Something serious. Alright, guys. No more questions in the chat. Hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. We'll be back again. I'm gonna hop on the charts tonight once I get to the house. Once I get back. If I see something, I'll turn the stream on. If not, we'll be live again tomorrow morning for the live trading session. And then for the rest of the week, we'll be live as well. So hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Peace out. Peace out.